We're live. What's up, Jay? Go live. You got it. All right. Let's see. Oh man, what's up? Oh man, what's up? Go live on Instagram. What's up, right? Um, what's up? Yeah, let's get the likes up. You already know the deal. I need 1,000 likes when I breathe. I need 1,000 likes. Venus. Let me invite Venus. All right. Ibrahim Torre. What's up? Anybody can come up. Finally got it. Oh, what's up? Oh, Dad, I was just about to respond to you. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you coming through. I was just about to hit you up. Many blessings, many blessings. Hey, hi Annie. Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
Yeah, I'm from America. My ethnicity is Asian and Black American.
Asian and Black American. Which
Yeah,
side is Black American?
my mother,
Your mom's Black American, and your dad. What Asian country?
Vietnam.
Vietnam's okay. Well, yeah. What brings you up here today?
Are Black Americans claiming fake African American Indian heritage? I didn't read that right. I'm going to read it again. Are Black Americans claiming fake American Indian tribes? My friend says she's Pequot Indian. I looked that shit up. Literally a fucking candy brand. Y'all are delusional. Y'all were never natives.
Is a candy brand?
Yeah, y'all was kings though. No, not kings, kangs. Yeah.
Were you trying to be funny? Because nobody will laugh.
No, I wasn't trying to be funny. I was trying to be
What
openly racist.
you're trying to be openly racist, but you're claiming to be half Black American?
Well, yes, we need to normalize racism within our own community so that we can desensitize ourselves to it so that white people cannot use it against us.
You think you would your parents be proud of that?
Most likely, yeah. My mom's a
Would you?
cardiologist, so I'm sure she can understand some more intellectual thought or, more abstract thinking.
How old are you?
I am 19 years old.
19. So, did you
I got it all
do?
figured
Were
out.
you one of them people that were eating Tide Pods back in 2020?
What'd you say? No, but
Were
they
you,
looked so good, bro. I really wanted one.
you were using? You
I
was
just had a
sniff,
little bit too much common sense, unfortunately.
you was sniffing whippets last year.
No, I sniffed something else though. A couple minutes ago, I did. It was great.
Oh yeah, I bet you did, man.
Yeah.
Now take your high ass off a panel. Um, like y'all are terrible trolls. You didn't. You didn't beat me in anything. When did I lose? I'm gonna lose to any of you losers. That's the thing.
I was want to say you can kind of tell he was zesty, and I ain't got no problem with people that that have that lifestyle. But a lot of those people would rather stand against anything Black Americans or any indigenous Black indigenous Americans are doing. to get acceptance from anybody else.
You
You know
thought,
that.
Yeah.
oh, my bad. You got it.
That's all I wanted to say. It's just like I see that a lot with people. Not all, but a lot of the LGBT. They try to go against
Another
us and
thing
shame us to
too.
get pop. They get approval from other people. That's all I want to say.
For sure.
Yeah, I can also tell. I already knew his mother was the black one because he talks the way his mannerisms, the way he was talking, constant like he talks like a black woman that's hurt. Like not even trying to be funny because like them black women who choose terrible men and then tell you all black men are evil and then they got this internalized inner racism. I was like, oh yeah, you under there.
Yeah, that was weird. But it is what it is. I'd be convinced he wasn't even half black American, honestly.
Black American. He sounded like he probably just I felt like he was just one of them native tickle booty niggas and he was bored.
Well, yeah, what you doing?
Like half Caribbean or something.
What you doing? Well, what's up, Nas? I see your comments. You say you taught me history like I was your son. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
We can run the replay back. Yeah. We don't want to run.
I had to teach you. Listen. I had to teach you about Bartholomew because you'd never read his book. So I had to teach you where the origins of the so-called Pretendians claim came from, and you kept on saying I'm a liar. But I gave you a credited book that's credited by the government.
We never even talked about that. I don't know what
Definitely
you're talking
did.
about. Yeah, did you sniff? Were you a part of those Whippet users last year? Because we never talked about that. You talked about your goddamn your DNA test. You're adopted for one, right? We were talking about records and things of that nature. When we were talking about records, right? I asked you, how can you falsify something that's the actual people on there? And you're like, it still could be falsified. So when I asked you, were your adopted parents on your birth certificate? You said yes. I was like, how could they falsify that if that's your actual adopted parents? Nas.
Thing is the fact that I was able to, when I first got my birth certificate, it said my original mother, and then the second time when I got it, it said my adopted parents. So you see how the confusion can come into play.
How is that falsified? That is your actual adopted mother, or your actual biological mother, your actual adopted parents. How is that falsified?
Let's say I was doing lineage research and I obtained that document. Who's to say I have the wrong parents on my document then? It doesn't say these people adopted me on my birth certificate. It looks like a regular birth certificate.
How is it falsified if that's your actual adopted parents and you know them?
Because when people do lineage research, that's where the error comes into play. Because that could be.
But if you actually know them, if they actually know them, how is it falsified? Huh?
It's falsified when you're doing your lineage research.
No, when you're doing your lineage research, and when you're doing your lineage research and you actually know those people, how is it falsified?
I was using my situation.
You're not. Most people know their parents, sir. Most people know their parents. So.
But most people don't know their great.
Sir, most people know their parents. Most people's grandparents know their parents. So.
It's not true.
Yes, it is. So your grandmother doesn't know her parents?
Who's to say if she's adopted?
No. Most people are not adopted, sir. So let's see. What's the percentage? How many people in the world are adopted? What's the percentage in the world are adopted? How many people in the world are adopted? 260,000 children divided by, that's less than 1%. Less than 1%. It's not even a percentage, sir. So most people know their parents by a large margin.
That's not true.
That's not true. It's 54,000 kids in the foster care. And it's over 300,000 people in the United States. So, sir. So 300 million, my bad. I said 300,000. It's over 300 million. That's not even a goddamn fraction of the U.S.
hmm You're not taking into account how many orphanages are in America either.
How many people are orphans in the world? In the world of orphans, let's see. I doubt it's even a fraction either. With that, are orphans? How many people in the world are orphans? 153 million orphans worldwide, right? It's over 8 billion people in the goddamn world. That's not even a fraction.
As I said,
As I was saying, by a large margin, people know
the
their
point
parents.
the point is, your lineage research is less than 50% accurate.
Less than 50% accurate if you know the actual people. How does that work? Name the oldest ancestor you found with a DNA test, sir. In what year? Oh yeah, my bad. You never actually done the DNA test. Why do you come up here being facetious, Nas? Are your parents? Is your biological mom proud of this? Your behavior, sir?
Do one because I'm a proud black man. I don't.
You're a proud black man, but you're not saying you're a proud African. Why is that?
I am a proud African American.
What tribe are you from, sir?
Don't know. Don't need to know.
You don't know. You don't need to know. Now take your booty scratching ass to Africa. How about that?
Hey, Darvin, boy, I ain't gonna lie to you, twin. Hey, Darvin, dog, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Hey, Darvin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Darvin.
Good evening.
Darvin.
What's up? Yeah.
Well, I'm saying this is somebody who actually has. I'm going to say this is somebody who actually has African ancestry because of my mother, right? Stop saying that you're African and fucking American if you don't know where your folks come from in Africa. You didn't do the genealogy, and you know you're erasing the actual fucking African people who live here in America, who family came here. Not every fucking African person here in America's got here on a slave ship. A lot of us migrated from Europe because we got fucking kicked out. Or we just moved in the 1930s, 1950s. A lot of people.
I'm up here, Jay.
Actually erasing African American people saying that dumbass shit. And I'm sick of
it. Right. Well, yeah, we got Jay up here, or his connection is struggling.
Skin and curly hair does not mean your bitch ass come from Africa.
Well, yeah, Jay, what's up? You said we ain't got nowhere to run. Where we running from? Y'all seems like y'all running from Africa.
We ain't running from nowhere. We got somewhere to go when shit hit the fan. Y'all gonna be stuck here. You guys are
cool.
W's.
Okay, cool. That's fine. We can stay here. Y'all used to running. We ain't used to running.
That's his brother. We ain't what used are you guys gonna do nowhere.
The same thing we've been doing for 400 years.
Billy, while y'all been running.
Not running.
Right, look at this. Look why they been fleeing they land. He said, y'all ain't got nowhere to go. Duh.
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 One second. All the immigrants. Y'all gonna be the only one. We're not immigrants. This takes over. Most have college degrees. Computers, everything is gonna be self-computer, right? They don't need black folks no more. What are they gonna do? South Carolina.
They don't need you no more, sir. They don't need you no more.
Why do you think they brought the over? They like you guys.
Yeah, they don't need the African cosplayers anymore. They know who the real Black Americans are. Thanks.
I can say help. I mean, like crazy, man. I just want to understand something. Me, I'm all African. I'm from Southern Africa. I just want to understand something. Sorry?
Where do you live now?
I'm in Ireland.
Ireland?
Not in Africa.
Why did you leave your country?
Now, that's none of your business.
Oh. It ain't never none of our business.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all, you know?
Y'all just some fleers. Y'all some runner. Y'all some track stars.
Nah, you're just talking shit. You don't know Jack.
I just asked you a question. You took it personal. Real quick. He got a real offended, didn't he, G?
Hey,
no, you know what? Yeah. I'm getting tired of.
You know, y'all don't have respect for women.
You getting tired of Black Americans? Hold on. You say you getting tired of Black Americans for what? Huh?
Shit to you.
We getting tired of y'all fleeing. How about that?
Right. He's tired of the Black
No, I'm not.
Americans, but he seems to be on the Black American
I'm not
indigenous
done. I'm not
panel.
done talking.
Here.
I'm saying I'm tired of some Black Americans who are
We tired
always
of you
dissing
EVAs.
And we are tired of
First
you
of all,
people
What
we're
is
not
an
black.
EVA, dude? You need to,
So stop
Mr.
calling
Hawk,
us
you need to
black.
get a proper job, dude.
You,
Stop
you need
calling
to
us
get that
black.
proper. You need to get that proper. Nigga, I could buy your country, my
The hell,
dog.
buy the whole country for $500.
Where you work at?
Where I work at?
No, I'm talking about the person who said the
Oh.
proper job. Where he work at?
Oh yeah, I was about. He left now, so.
And Jay, I see you in the comments talking shit too.
I bet you he been talking the whole time and he don't even know he on mute.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, got that African Wi-Fi. Jay, unmute yourself.
What's up, channel? What's up, cousin?
What's up?
What's up, lady?
What's up? Yeah, we just chilling, man.
You don't know how to unmute yourself, huh?
You know how it
After
is.
fighting y'all YT, man,
I came up here at
that's
the
your
right
cousin.
time.
That's your cousin.
Hell yeah. Oh, DYT. You know?
Mm-hmm. The ones that
How
we
about you
move
unmute
next to
yourself
when
and
we come to
speak
America.
instead of fighting?
That was also
talking
Jay's
in the
cousin that
comments.
was just in the on the panel too. That African, that's his cousin too.
Yeah, he said they like us. Like, why do y'all want to be liked more by YT people more than us?
They like us
would
more than y'all. That's
do
y'all
you know what white
family,
people
duh.
used to do back in the day? You're proud of being liked
He said,
more
man,
by
let's
people
really
that
build.
used to eat people.
Yeah, for sure. You can come up. I'll request you up.
You know they real life used to.
I'll send you a request.
Why you using our word? Because y'all too toxic. That's all I'm saying.
He's saying that
I really
Why
want to
you
get
hold on,
using
one
our
mic.
shit?
Hold on, one mic. One mic. I was about
I
to say,
really
sorry,
want to get an
it's too loud.
understanding with him.
Yeah,
Like,
let's look. We can have a conversation. Like, it's getting a little too loud, too. But yeah, I'm trying to request. I sent you a request. I sent you a request. If you could try. Go
You
ahead.
born in America, but your first generation, that means your family fled. Why?
That's crazy. It's okay if you're lost. All right, but yeah, what's up? What's up, Rich? What's up, Peaceful?
What's up, bro?
hey,
How y'all doing today?
Peaceful? I like that hat.
I'm a weirdo.
Stay. So,
Ooh.
peace. What you identify as?
Huh?
Yeah. Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm from Mississippi.
Okay, Mississippi.
Oh, you talking about?
My bad. No, you good. But yeah, you from Mississippi. Where you from, Peaceful?
Here, in America. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, so you must be African.
No, I just said I'm from here.
But why unfortunately, though?
Because I don't like the government. I don't like how it's now run or
Really?
ran. Okay.
Where would you rather
I feel you.
hold on, Gia? Where would you rather be,
That's
Peaceful?
kind of rude. Excuse me? Say
Where
again?
would you rather be?
No, I just rather it be how it was when our ancestors were here. You know. We can get back to that.
Yeah, but
it's gonna be a hard, tough battle.
But where you from, though?
No, it's not.
But where you from, Peaceful?
New York.
Yes, you said here, but I mean where?
New York.
Okay. You know what? It's a lot of people from New York that sound just like you do, talking about it's false hope because y'all have so many immigrants over there. And my thing is,
she seeming like an immigrant to me.
Hold on, fear mongering.
Hold on, one
That's
second.
just gonna hold you back.
Hold on,
Because
one mic, y'all.
you
One
don't
mic
think
at a
it can
time.
happen. Okay, yeah, but you don't think it can happen.
I never said it can happen.
I mean, you said it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna take, but it's not.
Peaceful. Where your ancestors from?
Oh, they are from Virginia. I'm actually.
I'm not believing it.
Okay, so then can you please let me?
I'm joking with you.
Or very rude. So actually.
Yeah, no, it's African. They don't have no
What's
sense
up,
of
Venus?
humor. They don't have no sense of humor. You can tell.
What's
you can
up?
tell
What's...
African. Hey, Venus.
My name is Peaceful for a reason because I'm trying.
she did our makeup and shit.
Your name is peaceful for a reason. Yeah, that's how I know that you're not one of us, yo. You sitting up here on our panel right now trying to play in our face, and we could tell. I could tell by your dialect. I could tell by your tone of voice.
Talking about my dialect.
I could tell by your voice.
Hold one mic, time out. Y'all loud as hell in my ear.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, y'all loud as hell. Like, yeah. I got headphones on.
But
Y'all get loud.
be a lot of infantry.
And it starts with a W. It starts with a W. And so my family is actually the Blackwell. Look it up. Blackwells in Oakland, Virginia. Thank you very fucking much. Excuse me. I don't mean to get aggressive, but however, the Blackwell and Hundles. And if you go look up their surnames,
you see the aggression.
They're connected to the actual tribe from Pocahontas.
First of all, I am from Queens County, Virginia.
What is it called?
And we are the Wampanoags, who are the Powhatans. So I'm very aware of that. But the way you're speaking, it's very condescending.
You don't, honey. You don't know. And how do I sound? That doesn't make any sense. I don't have no sort of accent.
And I don't like it's something in your voice. I'm sorry. I could spot them out, y'all. I could spot them out.
I was born in Albany, New York.
What's up, Rashad?
You were born where, ma'am?
Albany, New York. Still here. The hell?
See, I don't know.
Weird.
So peaceful, but you got a lot of aggression.
I said my name is peaceful for a reason. I'm trying to be peaceful. I didn't say I was.
You got that power in that voice.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Michael, stop worrying about Venus hair. But yeah, let's see.
I was gonna ask about that too. What's going on with Venus? What's up, Venus?
But yeah, let me see. So are Black Americans claiming fake American Indian tribes? No, it's for the panel.
Well, we know not with the paperwork going back to the 14 and 1300s. We ain't.
Right. No, that's what I just said. I'm actually on the discovery of learning who my tribe is.
I've met a lady that went sovereign, and her tribe was the government told her what tribe she's from.
What paperwork?
Right.
It was sent. It was
How the
sent to her,
government
but
gonna tell you what tribe you from?
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was real or not, but yeah,
They put her in one of them 5 civilized tribes.
probably
They
so.
get- we don't get on. Come up here, as Chris. Why y'all be hiding y'all live privileges when y'all come up here and start talking? Y'all must be getting clipped and stuff. That's why y'all cannot, because y'all are some losers. Wimby Ankle hostess soy. Like, why are grown ass men obsessed with other grown ass men on the internet?
What up, Soy Boy? How you doing, man?
Let's get I'm here. Like, are you here to add to the topic, dude? Or you can get off my panel?
Yeah, now I was just trying to confront you on your simpitude.
On my simp, what?
Your simpitude.
My
Be
simpitude.
simping out here for these black women, bro. I had made one critique.
Hold on one second. Who else am I supposed to simp for? White women?
Because, bro, I made one observation.
You want me to simp for white women? What you want? Yeah, I'm not muting you. What you want me to?
Let Darvin holler at him.
Yeah. What you want me to simp for white women?
I'm just saying I made
Nah.
one.
Do you want me to simp for white women? Answer my question. You want me to simp for Latinas?
Yes.
You want me to simp for Asians? Go hug your granny, nigga.
Bro, grow up.
Go hug your grandma. When the last time you talked to your grandma, Wendy?
He hates his grandma.
You hate your grandma? You probably, yeah. You
Following the black women.
Yeah. And look at you following the white women. And look at you following the white women.
Effing with them.
Hey dude, go get your passport already. And, hold on, go get your passport. Go get your passport. Hold on. Go get your passport. 1 second. Go get your passport. Hold on. Go ahead. Go get your passport so they can trick you out all your money and they got them for foreign countries. That's what they doing. They see y'all niggas as a bag in them foreign countries.
Mm-hmm.
You simp ass niggas. Y'all be sent for all them foreigners. You gonna be left high and dry in a stranded country, and you gonna be crying to come back to America. You're gonna be crying to come back to another country, back to home, or yeah.
You sleeping with Cabbage Patch Kids and shit.
Hold on. But yeah,
crying, bro. Stop crying, dog.
I'm not. You're the one. You're the
And
one
you're
that
muting me because
you're. I'm not muting you. My mod is like you're the only one that's up here bitching about what another man is saying. Bitch made nigga.
Why would
Now
he
get off
not
my.
like women of his? Hold on.
Now get off my stage.
Why
Block,
would he
muted.
not like the women of his own race? You sound like a fucking clown. You sound like a tap dancing, Sambo ass, dick sucking ass nigga.
Oh, relax. Drop some fruits in the chat, y'all. Whoa.
My
But yeah,
bad,
these folks on TikTok, like, it's about time the past four bros came on live and stuff like that.
Talk,
Like,
Jay.
why? Why y'all like? What? Yo, I'm trying to speak, dude. I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to speak. Like these dudes they don't like their women. They don't like their mamas. They don't like their grandmas. That's why they get. Dude, shut the fuck up. Like, can you musty Africans ever show some decorum? My bad, I removed the wrong person. Can you musty Africans ever show some decorum? Like, goddamn. Like, you hear me trying to have a conversation. You hear me trying to speak. Did you always have a good panel and live salute? Thank you, America. Like, goddamn, y'all say the same stupid ass jokes. Like, you can see my dad on my page, dude. Bros before EBT, come up here.
He just mad because you be having all these beautiful women on your panel and don't nobody pay his ass no mind in real life. That's why. So you a simp because women like to be around you. Okay.
Yeah, y'all couldn't imagine having women around y'all the way I do. You know, most of my followers are actually women. Oh, it's because you're simping. Sure. Just because women don't pay y'all the time of day, no time of day, don't mean that y'all gotta take y'all anger out on me.
Yeah, the simps be the straights. It be you bros over hoes. Y'all be the ones bumping meats together.
Right.
out here sword fighting and shit. You nasty Negroes.
Don't get that KY jelly together. Stuffle butter booty ass.
Right. Then right on over.
Hey, all right, relax, y'all.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Relax, y'all. This is not that live. This is not the platform to be talking like that. That's why I need my own app, man. That's why I gotta finish it. If y'all want to beta test my app, feel free to hit me up. Yeah, you feel like these dudes be so weird, yo. Your pappy look African as fuck. Whatever native is diluted. Shut up. Stop talking about my dad.
You know what's funny? We just talked about this last night. How they be getting jealous.
Like, stop talking about my dad and go find yours. Y'all know how to play.
Hey, back up in here.
Yeah, he slid back up in here. He's like,
profiles.
Why isn't your biological dad on your birth certificate?
Because they don't have any. They were the Cabbage Patches with no birth certificates.
But yeah, we can let's get to the topic. I hope we can, because these people are ridiculous, man. I'm not gonna lie. This is always how the beginning of the lives go. I'm not gonna lie. Like once we get maybe 2 hours in, maybe you get this troll style coming through. But yeah, I'm about to send harder tomorrow, I guess. CIB's, where's the census number? Come up here, Aaron Nelson.
He said, where's the census number? You talking about the 1790 U.S. corporation census? Because we had census records before that.
All right, thank you. Yes, thank you for coming through. Yes, I am her too. Yes, I am her too. Where everybody at? What's up, Sam? What's up, Real? Oh, what's up, Silverwater? What's up, Nagua? What's up, Groove? Dang, let's see you all in here still. What's up? Okay, pretty employees. But yeah, let me know if y'all want to beta test my app. I gotta get back to coding. What's up? Okay, name. I accidentally removed your name. My bad.
No, you good.
But you said you from King and Queen County, Anna? What's good, Bean? What's up, Tay? No, I was talking to Anna.
Oh.
What's up? Are you from B-More, Tay, girl?
Or in the house.
You from Baltimore. Wow. I thought, yeah, I was about. That's how I know you're not from Baltimore, because we do not call it B-More.
They don't call it B-More. They call it Bodymore.
Yeah, I am.
I
am from Baltimore.
I would say like the DMV.
They call it Bodymore. Yeah, I was engaged to somebody who was from
matter of fact,
Baltimore.
Come up here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're from Baltimore or not, because they say two and like that. They say words different. Yes, they for real. It be like, I don't know how they do it. I can't say that. Like two.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why you calling? Hold on. Where are you from, Tay girl? Why you calling it Dusty? Hello.
I actually
she got it. She got me. Yeah, she got to be from PG or something. Only a slick talking PG person would say
they
that
don't like
shit.
people in Baltimore. They don't
What's
like
PG?
Prince George's County.
Yep.
Oh,
which is part of Maryland anyway, but they don't want to claim it.
Let me tell y'all something, right? Well, are any of y'all from the East Coast?
Yeah. Well, I'm from Baltimore.
So, because we have Wawas over here, I know that they don't have them on the West Coast, right? But when I went,
we don't have them in Ohio either. But I've seen the Wawas.
So so Wawas, I live in New Jersey, and they're fairly like clean, like kind of upscale, right? Mm-hmm. And when I went to Maryland, they had the dirtiest Wawas I ever seen in life. I was like, I can't believe it. Like, Wawa supposed to be the target of Walmart, yeah? Mm-hmm. Don't nobody from there. My town ain't, you know what I mean, everything, but I ain't never going to tell nobody it's dusty and all that. Mm-mm.
Where you from?
We don't have a Wawa's here, but they have one in New York City.
Where you from, Tay girl?
Upstate.
Hold on.
Peaceful is something about peaceful. I ain't feeling the soul, man.
But yeah, what's up, Tay girl? You up here?
Yeah, I'm from DC.
Oh, you from of course. So you had to be from DC.
You said Baltimore, now DC.
No, she said if I was from Baltimore. That's why she said that.
Oh, you from Baltimore? She from?
Yeah, she from DC. On Mother Schlim.
Hey, so what do y'all think about the taking DC off the map?
I'm confused. What you say about it?
I said, what do y'all think about them taking DC off the map?
It's not. It don't belong to us. That's
exactly.
It's the United States. It's DC. That's it. You're only a citizen.
There's no more DC on the map, though.
Wait, they took it off of the map?
Yes, they did.
It's like Pluto. It's no
because it was the District of Columbia. It really didn't. You know what I'm saying?
It's owned by them.
It's off the map. It's gone.
But guess what, though? So what does that mean for citizenship? Because you're only a citizen to the United States, which is only Washington, which is only DC.
Well, see, the U.S. corporation is closed.
Hell no! They trying to steal. They trying to steal our trust funds.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
the USA. We're back to the USA. We the people of the Republic today, and there's no more U.S. corporation.
Nah,
you've been closed.
So wait a minute.
Are you serious?
You said that DC was the District of Columbia?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
What is
it? Was not part of
Washington State, Maryland. And Washington, the District of Columbia, which is not a state. It's owned by the Queen.
With the Queen been dead,
well,
the U.S. corporation.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's owned by them. But that's where our trust. So if that's going, our trust that are linked to our socials and our bank and our birth certificates, is what that mean? That is gone too?
Nope, it's still there. They're still using it. That's how.
Well, I know that they
were getting food stamps and welfare checks in Section 8. They was using our trust to.
I know. Mm-hmm. But so that's what I'm saying. But now that it's closed, now what? Because most of the banks are like PA. The banks that we are linked to, I think it's like PA, Ohio, and in Washington.
We back to the USA. We the people of the Republic. So if y'all didn't know, we are the Republic. When they say we the people, they talking about us.
But you know that we shouldn't be saying people because we're not people or persons.
True. But that's what the government was before the U.S. corporation came in. So,
republics.
And that was the Republicans are the indigenous, you know what I'm saying, American Indians. That was our government before they came in and overthrew us.
Yo, that's why Nixon said, I have them voting Democrat for the next 50 years, and look what happened.
Because the real Democrats, when they brought the Democrats in, those are the white slaves. That was Democrats.
Yep.
So yeah.
They're following you right now, mother.
So when you say it on your thing, are Black Americans claiming fake American Indian tribes? Hell no, we claiming the real ones. We are right. Other people, they took some of our names, and then some of them made their own up.
That's right. That's why I got a big problem with our people. I've been telling our people this. They say, "Oh, I'm Cherokee." No, you're not. Cherokee is a nation, and it's made up. You're not Navajo either. That's made up. You're not Chippewa. That's made up. Like, stop attaching yourself to this stuff because it's not.
We gave them the name Navajo, and one of them came out and said that. One of their elders came out and said, "We were the ones that gave the name Navajo."
Wow.
Yeah, one of their own elders said that.
Hey.
What's up? We got another mother up here. We got Mother Law.
Hey, mother.
A question. Hey, panel. So TikTok told me to do my genealogy.
How you identify first, mother?
I'm a Black American.
So you're not Black because nobody's Black, but you're an American.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Where you from?
I'm from California.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you said
I'm
TikTok.
pretty sad right now. Yeah, TikTok. TikTok, they told me to do my genealogy, and I just found out that my second great grandmother is YT, so I'm just like sick about it.
Wait, pause.
Wait, Juicy, let her finish what she's saying.
Yeah, wait a minute, yeah. Because I wanted to speak to her. Go ahead. Your second great grandma is YT. You sure?
So I went my whole life thinking that my whole family was BLK because we're like copper color to dark skin.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody on TikTok was like, do your genealogy. So I did it. And come to find out, my second great grandmother is full blown YT.
What was your second great grandmother from?
David. Why you mute me?
I didn't mute you. Gia muted you.
Gia, why you mute me? I was about to ask her what.
I know, I just went through this with you the other day.
So I'm just like, am I YT?
Well, what was your grandmother? Where did they say she was from?
Right.
Most of them was they migrated from like Arkansas mainly. A lot of them migrated from Arkansas.
What YT? Like where?
Okay. Oh my. Okay. So on my dad's side, my second. So basically, my grandfather's grandmother is YT.
From where?
And she was. It's just say Arkansas. A lot of them was in Arkansas, and then they migrated to like Ohio, Michigan.
What year was this?
Mm-hmm.
This was like what? Let me look at it.
Because that could have just mean that they were landowners. That could mean that
1903
they had a lot of money.
She was born. Okay, she was born in 1903 in Arkansas.
What about her parents?
Yeah.
It's to tell you where your great grandparents were from. On my dad's side, my great grandparents was from what do you say? Italy.
Italy. So they're not.
My dad's side.
They might not be what you think is YT because back in those days,
it showed a picture of her. I was hoping.
Might not be the right picture.
But that might not be the right picture. Yeah. Right.
I literally
we all seen a picture of Abraham Lincoln, right? So.
Well, just make sure you look in a little bit deeper, okay? Because though race was a status back then, so
thank you. Yes.
And if you're looking on Ancestry, sometimes like a lot of the information, it doesn't come. You got to look whether it comes from an actual source of another website or whether it's being posted by another user by Ancestry. Because some people be posting those pictures in there because they be the hijack family.
Right.
What I would
Don't get sad. Still do some more research.
What'd you say, Darvid?
I didn't forget what I was about to say. I guess y'all can let me know when I can speak, I guess.
Go ahead, cousin.
I don't even know what I was about to say, honestly. So
I was just gonna just enlighten you on the fact that when they say YT, like even if they say somebody said Italy, the colored people are the original Europeans. So don't let that deter you either. Like the Scots, that people Irish, the Scottish. My family, they're white because they're from Scotland.
I mean, piggyback off of that. Do you know the real Scotland, the real Ireland, the real England, the real Italy, the real Spain, the real France, the real Germany, all started over here first.
And know what's crazy?
The Scots and not the Scottish. The Scottish is over there in Europe.
Yep. Let me piggyback because I actually think she said Arkansas, and it's funny that you said that because somebody had
Arkansas was England.
Yes, it is funny. I just saw that on a map today. And so so just do a little bit more research and don't be discouraged. Like whatever it is, your family is your family. So you have to embrace all of it, but just make sure you're getting the correct information because
a lot of people think that though when they look at the census records, they see that their people were born in England and all this type of stuff. But I'm like, but first of all, you got to think. This is where you got to do research because why would they be born in England, but they didn't show what boat they came on, or anything like that. It's just saying like, say your people was born in Virginia, but before that it was England. And then the next time when they died, it was Virginia. England was Virginia.
Unalived.
And right. And she's correct about that. And that's why Africa, there's 11 Africas here.
Yep. Oh, matter of fact, it's more than that. It's way more than that.
Okay.
Like 20 something.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. I only know of 11.
Yeah.
But, I did help somebody with their genealogy, and it kept saying, he's like, Africa. It just says Africa. It says Africa. And we found out it was Africa, Ohio.
Yeah. I was just going to say that because I live in Ohio. And we got
wow. Yep.
Y'all know got Africa, Mexico as well, right?
Yep. And we're Africa, Virginia. It's a lot of them, like you said. Oklahoma has an Africa. Kansas has an Africa. So it's a lot.
And let me tell you something. That modern day continent over in Africa got its name in 1914. Exactly. A lot of these cities, Africa over here, are older than that continent name.
Exactly.
Whiskey, what you know about the Chifonta? Hold on. Whiskey. The whiskey bottle didn't let you to Chief Warhorse whiskey.
Then I have one more question too, because I heard y'all talking about fake tribes because TikTok once again. Oh, are you you Indian? You Indian? I'm like, yeah, my mom's Indian. They're like, oh, find out where she's from. I asked my mom. She's like, oh, my family Cherokee. And now they're saying even if it's the Dawes Rolls and all that stuff is still fake. Like all that stuff, the Cherokee tribes and all that stuff is fake.
It is.
The Cherokee tribe is fake. The Cherokee nation is real. Because they keep saying that they're a Cherokee tribe, and Cherokee was never a tribe. It was the largest nation in the world and in North America.
But you know that they didn't become the nation because they took all of those tribes and grouped them into one because under that treaty. So that's why I don't like our people saying Cherokee because you're not.
Taraki.
You're not even. You're not even really claiming anything at that point. It's an umbrella.
Dawes Rolls fake too?
No, the Dawes Rolls is real, but let me tell you something about the Dawes Rolls. Okay. The Dawes Rolls were the people that are people. They convinced, well, if you sign on this Dawes Roll, we'll recognize you as, you know what I'm saying? And that's when we get the 5 civilized so-called tribes and stuff like that. The people that weren't, they was like, nah, I ain't going with that, are the ones that left the reservations and said, I'm not going to confirm to that. Those are the people that they called Negro,
right?
African American and Black.
But the thing is, right, the Dawes Rolls wasn't until 1888. A lot of our people, Yeah, a lot of our people had already moved. Like, for instance, my family is from Rhode Island. I tracked us back to the 1500s in the Narragansett and the Wampanoags in Rhode Island, right? But that's 300 years before the Dow's Rose. By that time, we were in Virginia, and you had to be in that area to be assigned on the Dow's Rose for your tribe. So we're not on the Dow's Rose, but very much so Narragansett.
Right, and I'm not on my family's not on the Dawes Rose either, because I went and looked. I'm thinking the Henderson name was going to be on there, but it wasn't on there. So once I did some more research, I found out that my family wasn't one of those ones that signed on the Dawes Rose and converted to those reservations and all that stuff. They was like, nah, we ain't doing that.
And not only that, right? But a lot of I don't know if me and G we talking about that, but you know, a lot of us today, you would not believe how easy it is for some of us to get into these tribes today when it's been so hard for years, because they need us right now. Because we are the original, and they know they can't stay here without us because those treaties are up. So I keep trying to tell my people, and other people are discouraged or lying. I'm just gonna say the truth. They're lying and say, no, don't listen to her. You should get on the rolls. No, you should. I mean, you should enroll in the tribe. No, you shouldn't. You are giving them access to your land at that point. You are giving them access to your stuff. If they don't have nowhere to go, they gotta get out of here. But if you say, they're tribal, remember. So if I got 10 acres, guess what? 100,000 of them will be on that 10.
That's right.
And I keep telling these people this, but okay.
That's why they put the land patents and the land grants in place, because they said if we were to lose a war, we would lose as a tribe, then we would lose all of our land through that tribe. So that's why they put in place the land patents and the land grants, because so the families
and
will not lose the land.
They can't be willed, sold, given, or anything. It has to stay within that family.
Birthright. Yes, birthright heir.
And so let me tell y'all what I learned. What I learned about that, right? So you know that so it's like common right now for this patriarchal system that like passed down father, the son James Jr., James III. So the indigenous were very matriarchal, and all of the land patents are in women's name. The man could only acquire land by marrying the woman. So it actually started with the women. So say Mary Billups, that's my grandmother. The land patent is in her name. She named her daughter Mary Billups, and then they named her daughter Mary Billups. You get what I'm saying? That's how that started. But then it went patriarchal.
Now y'all know why they tried to rewrite the Bible as a patriarch society, not a matriarch. They tried to X us out as the matriarch.
Yes, ma'am.
And put themselves in to claim this land because the land belongs to the women.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Even if y'all look on the 1700 census, right? Census, with the woman is at the top. She's the head of the house at the top, and the male is underneath in the children. And I pointed that out the other day, and this guy was trying to tell me like, no, they just must have made a mistake. I'm like, sir, you can go through many records and it's going to be the same. It's matriarchal.
Exactly. Absolutely correct.
So I have a question. Like, I'm not gonna cap with y'all. A lot of my family members, like from generation to generation, they are on those Dawes Roads. So what does that entail?
You said they were on the Dawes Rose?
Yes, like majority of them, like all the people from my mama's side.
I don't want to say it like to be offensive, right? But if it was my family, I would say they sold out.
Or they're the actual by blood people.
Yeah.
In those tribes.
Well, yeah, you've seen a lot of the roles that I had on there. Most of them was by blood.
Yeah, they all by blood then. So
receipt guy that says she can answer that.
What you mean by blood?
Yeah, they're the by blood people. They're the actual people of that tribe.
But what is that? What does by blood mean though? Because blood quantum didn't come until 2000. So how can
blood quantum don't mean the same thing by blood.
I was about to say you're the person of that nation. Like they couldn't get rid of all the real people in there.
Right, because they still need some of it. Right. But okay.
Go ahead, Receipt.
Trying to say who had sold out. I was trying to figure out what Gia's question was. But then I'll read the prompt though.
No,
So
I was
player
asking-
hater. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I just wanted to just address player hater. So that thing when they say full blood, they'll say full blood. I'll just use Chippewa or something. That's not in our nature to intermingle within our family, and that's how I be knowing that they're fake. We have a lot of tribes, and Miss Receipt guys will tell you, like I have so far like over 15,
right?
And I'm not even back yet because we don't go back in. Okay, I'm Choctaw and Blackfoot, right? We got a lot of Choctaw and Blackfoot, but the Choctaw didn't go into the Choctaw. That's not how that works.
No.
So when they say that full blooded, that is made up.
And what you said, Juicy, is the matriarch, the mother, the grandmother, and the great grandmother, right?
Yeah.
When they married someone from a different tribe, that woman became part of that tribe. She left her tribe and became part of her husband's tribe. But again, the lineage still goes through her. That's why that's why we're connected to 15 different tribes from our mother, grandmother, and great grandmother.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I actually
women went out.
Yeah, go ahead, Receipt, got us.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to
Let's
say
pass the mic around.
Yeah, I do agree with that. To say you're full-blooded Choctaw and all of that stuff, like, stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have multiple tribes in our families. You know what I'm saying? And no blood quantum or none of that. Yeah, it can lead you back to the fact that this is a part of your tribe, but we're not just one tribe. So let me read the prompt. Are Black Americans claiming fake? Yes. I have proof of that too.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry, my phone blacked out.
Huh?
Can you just repeat what you had just said before I
Okay.
proceeded that?
Yeah, I was reading the prompt. But before I read the prompt, I was talking about how these natives and stuff be saying that they're full blood Choctaw and all of that stuff.
No, just now when you said I.
Yeah. Okay. So I have receipts for people who have claimed
facts.
Our names.
Got
So,
you.
all in all, what it is that all you guys have to do is this is what I did. I looked into my family's surnames and I researched what federally recognized tribes today have these specific surnames.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, I've done the due diligence to look into so many tribes that actually are cosplaying our surnames.
Mm-hmm.
There's no melanated people in these specific tribes as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have so many federally recognized tribes that are using the surname Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And these people who are using the surname Brown are naturalized citizens, which means that they come from somewhere else and had their names changed. So if you want to know, that's the reason why they're able to have access to our trust accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do agree that a lot of people, I actually could pull it up whenever I'm gonna relinquish my mic so other people can talk.
Sure.
Yeah.
Y'all go on my page.
I'm trying to find out.
So you want to ask me a question?
Yeah, got it. Is that your name? Is that your name? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm there's a few of names that came up when I connected my mom's side, and then shouldn't our family owns a cemetery, basically a church. Shouldn't they have should I go to that church and then figure that out?
Yeah, go to the church. The churches have a lot of records.
Mm-hmm.
Not only go to the church, but if your family owns a cemetery, I'm pretty sure your family has a land patent for that land that cemetery is on.
Yep.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be paying.
To be honest with you, when you look into it, the church does have it, but if you find the land patent. I'm sorry. I just want to say this real quick. Okay, so the land patents that I found in my family's name, 160 acres, blah, blah, blah. I went to those areas, got the coordinates, went to those areas. My family owns the city hall, the whole town in Huntsville. They have built pyramids are very old there, but they have built mines on that land. Mm-hmm. And then when it came to the church that I went to go visit, that my family had built, they have records there. And they basically got on the side of the building that it founded in founded in 1920 or something like that.
I do understand what founded.
1921, right? But that building is it was built because I have the documents. It was built in 16 something. I can't think of it right now. But just know that when y'all look into it, I agree that your family probably do.
And receipt damage, I got a few land patents from Huntsville, Alabama as well. My family was in Luverne, Crenshaw County, Alabama, Cherokee County, Alabama. So yep.
Yeah, and I think Tay Girl
North America.
Tay Girl wanted to say something, and then I don't know if I answered your question, Peaceful.
Yeah, what's up, Tay Girl?
I forgot what I was going to say. I think I had already talked about it. But I don't even remember what it was. I don't remember what I was going to say.
So can I say something?
I think your finger probably covering up your mic.
Yeah, sound like you threw your phone in a bag of chips.
Can I say something real quick, y'all? If y'all go on my page, it's a lady, and she's YT. Go ahead, babe.
Let's just mute up and see if we can hear Tay Girl, because I can't.
So probably is not already down, but I wasn't saying that. I was just saying I couldn't remember what I was saying, honestly. Did y'all hear him?
You can't hear. You say yeah. I heard you. Does anybody want to drop for David?
I'll drop. I just have a quick question. What should we consider? What should we refer to ourselves as BLK Americans? Because
whatever. Hold on. I'll say whatever. I don't police people on what they talk about. I don't police people what they call themselves, but whatever you find that resonates with you, and things like that. So.
Ain't no race, we the root. You feel me?
And you got to also understand the name that you're calling yourself. If you know what it means, then maybe you wouldn't be calling yourself. I don't know. What happened, Dave?
I don't know. My hands are right here. My hands are nowhere near my phone.
Is it because I said we not black?
No, it's literally my hands are right here. It's not anywhere near my phone. I don't know who dropped you.
So you know that you have the right to self-identify, mother. But black is a misnomer, and it means unalive.
It means civilly DEAD.
Yeah, so
you don't exist.
That's exactly how they get away with,
unalive.
Yes, and they don't get repercussions for it because
they unalive somebody that didn't exist, so they didn't unalive anybody.
Exactly.
So, where do y'all refer to yourself as?
American Indian.
Indigenous.
Yes.
Indigenous.
Aboriginal American Indian. That's me.
I don't use that term myself. I actually I understand that we are the engines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you look up engine, you'll understand that means hero. That means that you come from people who created everything. Yeah. So
Right, the Algonquins. We got so many names, but it really don't matter. We know that we the people. You know what I'm saying? We the ancient people of this land. That's it.
In the background.
It's in FBI documents.
What's their name for?
Ancient ancestral. They say South Indians, but that's for
that's the South though.
That's for genetics, but they call it supernatural. What is it? Supernatural. Let me pull it up.
I kind of see where you're going, and they right.
want to identify as African American or Black. So I'm just trying to figure out something that sounds good because
Just figure out what resonates with you. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And I know my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? She said we Indian. My grandmother. And somebody tried to, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, we the Native Americans. I said, no, we're not. She said, well, what was the elders using? I said, they was using Indian. Because that's what my grandmama told me. My grandmother, you know what I'm saying? So I'll go by what my grandmama said. She said, we Indian. They said Indians too, because we was warriors. I mean, my grandparents had 13 kids, 6 boys and you know what I'm saying, 7 girls. And they was a force to be reckoned with, all 6'7", the boys, 6'7". They was nothing to play with. So yeah, Indian, that's me.
Good to identify with anything except Siberian Mongoloid. Then you taking it too far.
But wait a minute, we say they from Siberia and Mongolia, but they ain't the real Siberians and Mongolian either because they was dark skinned too.
Oh wow! So what are they?
That's why they're not being deported so fastly.
So what are they, like some random lab people or what?
Yep, I told y'all they was the Cabbage Patch Kids with no birth certificates, and I ain't playing about that. That's real shit.
How scary. So
scary because there's people out here procreating with them and they don't know what's going on. So you out here procreating with somebody that don't got no lineage and really don't exist. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They came out of test tubes. They've been doing this for a long time. Science experiments. Science. You look, remember Jerry Seinfeld? Y'all seen that video, haven't y'all?
Where
he said both his parents were incubator babies, his mama and his daddy. Yeah. And wait a minute. Somebody pointed this out in my live the other day, right? So he said, yeah, Seinfeld, the last name Seinfeld. He said it looks like it means science failed. And I was like, oh shit. That is exactly what it Seinfeld equals science failed. That's what his name means. Remember when I told y'all there's an etymology to everybody's name?
Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
Probably some clown reported her. She got clipped.
That's why y'all gotta be mindful.
I was a test to maybe that person did.
Yeah, I was about to say that's why folks gotta be mindful what they say on here. This ain't you can't just speak
there was just some girl who was on a thing saying that the Black community, BLK community, basically does crime and we need to take responsibility for it. Like, wait, what?
First they ain't giving no passes to us.
Okay.
They ain't giving no passes to us. Bro, God, man, why is niggas dick riding like on the goddamn? Like, stop. And grown ass men keep my name out their mouth. Yo, you got a phone call. Me back got a phone call. Yeah, give me up to 20,000 likes. Like, tap the screen. Oh, she got a phone call. That's it. I was gonna say they ain't giving us no passes. Like, they don't give a fuck what we talking about. They'll let anybody and everybody do their own shit. That's why I made my own app. So I'm only here. Like, I could care less if we about waking up the masses on TikTok. I could care less, honestly. I'm just here to get what I need to get done, so folks can come over to my app and things like that. I'm here for my just due. If they're not paying me no money, I could care less being on TikTok.
I would love, Thank you. Because I'm tired of this. This is crazy. This is craziness. They can keep this.
Ain't gonna be no TikTok once we gone.
Ain't gonna be no nope.
There's not going to be any dances to steal, any content to try to recreate. No good repost reels. They're gonna be in a situation like it was last time.
Yeah, I was about to say that's why I could fuck around I could go and fuck around on the live on here because I could care less. Like I ain't gotta. They don't want to hear the information anyway on here. They'll limit you, censor you, and all types of shit. That's why I could care less of having a serious live all the time. So.
I wanted to ask about that Dolls Rose thing because I found like the majority of my people they was on the Rose. So what's the deal with the Rose?
They just, they made a thing. They couldn't kick out. Like I said before, they couldn't kick everybody that's really in the tribe for real. Some folks actually opted to stay for whatever reason, whether they sold out or this and that, or due to proximity or keeping their stuff safe. Because a lot of people made sacrifices. Oh, if we're able to keep our identity and our land and this and that, then we're gonna go with these people. Same thing happened with people that stayed.
Yeah.
In their lands, like they made a sacrifice. Are we gonna stay in our land? We're gonna stay here. We're gonna give up our identity just so we can keep our land and stuff. So it's a history is nuanced. Like it's not a one size fits all type of thing.
Can we ask for information back that the museums has taken from our family?
Excuse me?
Can we take back like things that belong to us and our our tribe?
Absolutely.
I just found out that my family tree is anything. They said that who made it was sold, or it was not sold, but it was given to them, quote unquote, from her son. But it has a lot of our name on it. So maybe we don't want people knowing who our names are. That's a bit weird to me.
Yeah, we had a lot of people infiltrate that. And like I was saying, I put it in the receipt that these people know who we are. See, we are electromagnetic people. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it's all about. The spiritual warfare is siphoning our energy and everything else about us. Our plasma, all that. It's crazy.
What's up, David? What's up?
Hello, ladies. And how are you today, Mr. David?
It's Darby. We gonna get it there. We gonna get it one day, David. Sorry, but we gonna get it one day.
Now I've been carrying that name for 68 years. I should have it right by now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Darby. It's fine. But yeah, what's up, OG? You good today? What's up, Gaddy? OG David probably can't believe it's a bunch of women on the panel. Nah, he probably never seen this before.
Have David
okay,
did any study? Like is he still on this out of Africa theory, David?
I'm sorry. Is it my turn?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, I want to explain where the difference between African America and Native American. African America is the people who were on this landmass during the generation of time. That was the all black man and woman, and they was out of the continent what we know today as Africa. But the thing of it is, it wasn't called Africa back then. It was simply known as Earth, and the name Earth went through different changes. But the black man and woman that was on that landmass were black people. I'm talking about people that were blacker than midnight. Okay, now, through evolving through time, the black man became more involved. and then other nationalities came along from the black man and woman. Now, when we first came over, when the black man was the first to settle in America from the continent of Africa, they was known as the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians is the closest thing to now. The Phoenicians worked in what Columbus saw when he first arrived in America, were the Phoenicians. But there have been people here 150,000 years, even before the Phoenicians.
Okay, so when the Phoenicians came here, right, or the other people that did come here, who was here?
On the continent we call North America, there was no one here.
Stop. Okay, I got it. David.
No, let me finish.
No. Hold on, because we can't have you up here on this panel spreading misinformation. Okay, so I understand the story about Africa. That's fine, brother. My whole thing is this: when them people started coming over here, they saw a whole civilization that they didn't even understand, or understand. There were people living and thriving. This is where these people, I mean, come on, man. Where you think all the idea of having all of these pyramids and the fertile soil and all of that, do you really believe animals was here before people?
Okay, let me say this. When we go back and we talk about the Chickasaw, the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Creek, and the Seminole, when we talk about those Indians there, those were the Indians that the colonized. Those were the people that the colonized named when they first docked.
Okay, sir, stop.
Continent that is called now.
So can I enlighten you on something, David? Let me tell you something. You see, these tribal names that you are speaking of, right? These tribal names have a lot. Hold on. These tribal names have a lot to do with the barter system that we had. Okay. Hold on. I think that's Juicy background.
Who the hell you from?
You have to understand, David. I don't know what information that you were spitting out, but you're gonna have to start pulling up documentation because you're lying.
No, I'm
Those
not
tribes.
lying.
Hold on, sir.
Hold on. It's just you don't know.
David.
Don't call
David.
me.
No, because you're not going to keep throwing out misinformation. You're talking about tribes that are connected to our bloodline. Okay. So before we accepted any type of indentured servitudes and stuff, these names, right, were respelled in different letters, right? So before that, that tribe was connected to us through the fertile in the land, wherever landmass that you was, that's what that tribe was for. What are you talking about, sir? Like, for instance, if I'm in Arkansas and I wanted to trade with my cousin Gia in Georgia for some peaches, that's what we did. That's what we did.
I lived in
So
Arkansas
when you sit up
all
here
my
and
life.
talk about any other type of tribe that has something to do with recessive people, you are highly mistaken.
David, do you know that the pyramids here that are in America are older than the ones in Africa?
Know that.
You know that, OG? You got to come off mute, OG.
Can you answer her question?
People stop mute me. It's very hard for me to
Keep unmuting. I feel you. Okay, can you answer her question?
Like that, just tell me to be quiet, and I'll be quiet. Just don't mute me.
Okay.
It takes extra for me to come back up.
I know we're gonna teach you. You're gonna be okay. We're gonna learn you some. But
all right. So can you answer Gia's question? Her question was, can you ask it again, Gia?
Yes, ma'am. Do you know that the pyramids that are here in America are older than the ones that are in Africa?
I know you have been told that.
No. It's not about what I've, sir. Don't start because I'm not one of them.
Yes or no?
It's either yes or no. I don't want you to tell me what you think I've been told because I'm a human and I actually research and do these studies. It's not hard to look up when pyramids were built and subtract the date and see which one was built before which. So I'm going to ask you again, OG, do you understand that this is factual evidence that the pyramids here in America are older? They are older, which means they were built before the ones in Africa. Do you know that? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So,
yeah, can I ask the question to piggyback off of your?
not yet. I'm not done with. I'm not done with him.
Because it's glitching.
Okay.
No, I know, babe. I'm just saying tap the screen because it's glitching. So tap the screen
really quick.
Okay.
God damn.
What the hell?
That's Gia.
I'm trying to protect the live. Damn.
Thank you, Juicy.
We got enough mods in here. Now,
Gia, but y'all can't hear it if you're talking.
Okay, hold on. You steady trying to talk. Come on. Now, David, I have another question for you, my dear. Do you understand or do you know that majority of the crops, like the cassava, avocado, things like that, do you know that a lot of those crops that Africa has and produces actually come from North and South America?
You are wrong again.
No. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this because this is one of those things again, sir, where you can actually go on the internet and look this up, the origin countries of these crops. And they are not coming up being originated in Africa. They're coming up being originated in North and South America. So I'm going to ask you again, my dear, do you understand that majority of the crops that are produced in Africa originate here in North and South America? Yes or no?
No.
Okay.
Okay, G, I want to piggyback off of your pyramid thing and your crop thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to the pyramid. So, David, I want to ask you this question. Did you know that Africa only has approximately, emphasis on the word approximately 255 pyramids in Africa? That's the entire continent of Africa, right? But did you know that in North America alone, we have 2,000 plus pyramids, and they're still finding them today. Did you know that?
You have 2,000 what?
2,000 plus pyramids over here in North America alone. Did you know that?
Did you know that South?
No. Yes or no? No. Yes or no? Did you know that Africa, the whole entire continent, only has 255, approximately 255 pyramids, but North America only has 2,000 plus pyramids. Did you know that? Yes or no?
Okay, Google this.
No, stop telling me to Google. I don't use Google. Okay, I don't use Google. Just say yes or no, please. Yes or no? Did you know? Yes or no? You didn't know. Okay, let's move on. The crops thing, okay? The crops thing. As she just said, all of those crops are indigenous, or from this land over here, right? So let me ask you this, David. Did you know that continent also has only 67 waterways total in Africa? Only 67. But over here in North America, we have 250,000 waterways over here. Did you know that? Yes or no? And don't tell me to go to Google. Yes or no? Did you know that?
And then can I piggyback?
Thank you.
Can I piggyback, mother? So David, I'm not sure where you stand, right? But it seems like they're trying to get you to understand that Africa is not our motherland. America is. So to piggyback off of what both of the queens were saying is, so cassava, the cassava leaf, that's indigenous to America, right? One of their main dishes. It's indigenous to America. The waterways, like she said, 67, but they only have 7 natural water reservoirs. I think that's 67 rivers, but 7 natural water drink. Most of it is desolate. It's desert and desolate. I'm not sure, why so many people believe that out of Africa theory, because it just doesn't make sense when you think about it. So, David, have you done your genealogy?
Okay. Now here's the thing about the continent of North America.
Wait, hold on, David.
Africa.
Please
Hold on,
answer
just
the
let me
question
finish.
first. Have you done your
Okay, now
genealogy?
do you know that you can take the complete continent of North America and set it inside of
That's
Nigeria?
incorrect. That's incorrect. So our map is depicting of the religion that in the countries they were able to infiltrate the most are bigger on the map. So that's incorrect.
So you never knew.
Also, one
never knew
second,
that
David.
you could. All you got
Also,
to do
one
is Google
second,
right
David.
now
Africa
of the
is only
population of the. All you got to do right now.
So David, Africa, right? Africa is 25,000 miles above 25 miles above sea level, right? America's 27. So that means we rose first, right? I have lost my train of thought, but to get to the pyramids, evolution of pyramids, it was the mound, the step pyramid, and then the pyramids, right? Why aren't there any? Why do they have the last making of them instead of the mounds and the step pyramids? They just have the final product. You get what I'm saying? I just don't understand it, because look at everything we've been able to accomplish over here in America. And no offense to the Africans, but why haven't they done that in Africa? Did they just bring all the good Africans here? Or buildings, things like that. How they're made and stuff. It's nothing like that over there. There are structures, and I don't have a problem with Africa. So this is not a Africa HA speech or nothing. But we're just not.
Well, the fact that I was thinking is not a part of the African theory. We all know what a theory means, but we are talking about today modernization of Africa. And like I asked somebody earlier, Google the population of the whole continent of North America, and then Google the population of Nigeria.
Do you know that there's less Nigerians in Nigeria than there are in America?
There's more Nigerians over here in Columbus, Ohio. I talked to them, and that's a fact.
Yeah, yes. Can I say this real quick?
Minnesota.
Juicy, can I say this?
Yes, ma'am.
David. Nigeria is not even a country, dude. It is a federal capital territory.
Okay, the point I'm trying to make is.
Hold on, David. Did you hear what I said? David, hold on.
David, you don't answer any questions. You gotta let him talk.
Okay, so look, David, you can't use the population thing. Okay, can y'all hear me? All right, David, you can't use the population thing, okay? Because
you breaking up.
What's up, Monty?
On my birthday, so
tap the screen like the live, y'all.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. David, you can't use the population thing, okay? The reason why you can't use the population thing is because when you look up where in the world are the most Nigerians, it's literally going to say America. So with Nigerians being
I asked you all to stop.
I was talking
because it was difficult for me to get back to the mic. So please, don't mute me. Just say shut up and I'll be quiet.
I was talking.
Oh, man.
Be quiet.
And the only reason why people are muting you, David, is because you know. Number one, I think. Hold on. I think what you need to do, David, is stop doing so much research in Africa and start doing some research in America. God damn.
I've done them both. Okay, Darby. I
What's
think
up?
you owe everyone.
That's why I asked you.
I owe you what? I owe you, David.
Darby, go to my Facebook page for me, please.
All right, you want to do it to me.
How old are you?
I would like to put my my money where my mouth is.
Uh-oh.
I think that's why he was saying don't mute him because
you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose heavy.
Mr. David, how old are you?
He's a paraplegic.
Please, David, what I need you to do is stay off of Google.
Mr. David, are you older?
Google?
You know, I asked.
Are you older, Mr. David? But you didn't answer any of our questions, sir.
Yeah, David's pretty older.
Because I asked you.
I asked all of your questions. They were yes or no answers.
No, I asked
no to all of them.
Oh, you didn't do your genealogy. Okay, so then why? So then, what would make you think that you're from Africa if you can't? If you haven't linked yourself to Africa, you're just claiming anything at this point.
Oh, what's up, Tyron?
Mr. David?
If you else want to come up, you can drop me.
I thought Darwin called someone else's name.
What's up? We got Stellar 8 Ball on YouTube.
Got it.
You know, we read. Name 10 books you read, Stellar 8 Ball. Put it in YouTube.
Y'all just stop debating people and go back home to Africa.
Thank you. Thank you. They ain't got yourself right, like going back home. That's right.
Said the most realest shit ever.
Like for the people that say like African Americans are African, it's like what about the people that's mixed? What about them? Like should they go to Africa too?
Yeah, we can't take no chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't take no chances. So yes.
First of all, if you're
you know what happens with the mixed people. Hold on 1 second, I'm tweaking. But yeah, we already know what happened with the mixies. Y'all like to side with the ones that y'all ain't rocking with. So there's usually the American side. So the mixies can go to. You can't take no chances.
Hey Kiki, can you, Miss Mother? So, you got to get away from that African American thing. And I know you were saying, what should you call yourself? And I in no way can tell you what to call yourself. But calling yourself African American or Black is literally saying you're nothing, because you can't be from two. Africa is a continent, and America is a country, right? So you're African American, you're a continent country. Even Africans call themselves Nigerian, Liberian. From what country they're from within the continent, right? So to be African American, it's a misnomer.
Facts. It's not. We're not labeled as African Americans under the Constitution.
You know, I have a question, y'all. Y'all ever thought about this? So I have family in St. Croix, right? And they're Crucian. They don't call themselves African Crucian. They're Crucians, you know? So but people from Barbados, you know, they're Barbadian, or Haitian. Why is it in America we got to be attached to this African thing? Because even South America, you go in Brazil, you're Brazilian, Peruvian, Chilean, whatever. Up here, I'm just a New Jerseyan, man.
What is this comment, yeah?
You talking to me?
He been in your comments saying just going ahead.
Yeah, I'm not talking.
Oh, sorry. No, it was glitching, so I didn't know if you were saying it to me. But Mr. David, where's your family from, sir?
Arkansas.
Miss Receipt Goddess can tell you all about that.
Right.
Right, Goddess?
I live right on the border.
Yeah, but he just don't have to go back to
Luna, Mississippi, and Memphis, Tennessee. But
so
where you get
that's where your
Africa?
mother, that's where your grandparents are from too?
yes.
And then what about their parents?
What about who?
What about their parents? Your great-grandparents?
They are also from Arkansas. Have you ever
So
heard of West Memphis, Arkansas?
So from my calculations, we're like in the 1800s now, right? Because you seem a little older. So we're in the 1800s, and you've only been able to go back to Africa, back to Arkansas this far, right? And so why would I'm just saying, why would you call yourself? It's like calling yourself a cat. Like you don't know, you don't link yourself. You haven't linked yourself to Africa.
But where did you get Africa from if all your people was born in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Because I know that my people came over here not by ships.
Did your grandmother tell you that?
But by
Which
the
boat?
continentals. But my people, the black people came
I dropped
over
David
here
off the panel
by-
because he pissed him off.
My
But
people came over
Dallas,
to
he
North
might just don't
America.
understand because he seems older. David,
He
so
is
you
older.
said your family came
They are stubborn, and that's how our older folks are.
Yeah, that's why I asked them too, because they be stuck in their ways. But we just gotta be a little gentle with them, because it took a while for my grandma to get it, but she there, right there with us, and she's 74. But so, Mr. David, you said your family came over here on a boat, right?
No, see,
Yeah, you did just say
talk
that.
so much. You talk so much. You only hear half of what's being said. I said my folks did not come over on no ship. My folks came here by the way of continental drift, and that is how
Continental drift.
What? Sir,
And
now
that
are
is
you going
why
back
I
to the
can
Pangea
claim-
theory?
And that is why I can claim of being of African descent.
What is a
Because
continental
North
drift?
America broke away
Yeah, what is
from the
that?
supercontinent.
And what proof do you have of that? Because that sounds like that's some theory stuff going on.
Yeah,
there.
continental drift.
Yeah, how that was like thousands and hundreds of thousands of years as shit broke up.
Oh, you guys, hold on. What's up, Storm? Is Storm not sincere?
So,
Hey, what's
Mr.
up,
David,
Storm?
sorry, Dave. So, Mr. David, right? I'm not here to indoctrinate nobody or make nobody believe what I want them to. Only you can do your genealogy and know the truth about your family. We all have our own unique stories, sir. Guess what? Just like my people say, you want to be from Africa, please pack your bags and go back,
please,
because you ain't got nowhere to go over there. Just so you know, because you don't even know where you're from. Like, where you from? Not Nigeria, Liberia, Somalia. Where you from? But you're from Arkansas all over here.
Well, the continent at that time was only one large landmass.
That's incorrect, sir. That Pangea has been
I'm
so
still stuck on the continental drift. You got to explain that to me.
Hold on, we got a new person on the panel. What's up, Mo?
Peace,
Mo,
peace.
you there?
Hey, Mo.
You got one bar, Mo.
Yeah.
Hello?
Peace. Yeah, how you doing?
How old are you?
Hold on, one second. I got this. Can I hold on? Can I greet my guests on my panel, please? Like, but yeah, Mo, hey, how you doing? Where you from? What's your ethnicity?
Thank you. Peace and positive energy and motion. This is Clarice
What's up?
from
What's up, Clarice?
yeah. Yes.
What's going on?
I came up because I had a couple of questions. Like, one, I wanted to know what the continental drift was. And I also wanted to know more about, I had to leave my phone, but someone was speaking about how Cherokee is not a good, I forgot. It was a couple of sisters talking about the whole Cherokee thing. I missed it. But first, I really want to know what the continental drift is. So if someone could please, or maybe David could tell us.
We are waiting.
The continental drift, you got to do with Pangea and how the continents drifted.
But if I'm not mistaken, the scientists is proven that though.
I mean, Pangea is a theory, so take what you will. So.
Yeah. Continental drift though, like he went back to the start.
Yeah, actually, how I was doing, Venus. Hello. Yeah, actually, how I was doing, Venus. Ain't nobody actually how I was doing actually.
How you doing?
Cousin, I know you doing good. Okay.
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. But nah, but yeah, the consciousness drift got to do with Pangea, how the consciousness shifted over a billion years ago, and yeah, it's a theory. So, I mean, there's some people that say like the scrolls have like the consciousness breaking apart and stuff like that or whatever. But I don't know. And then there are some oral traditions that say turtle. One second, David. I got you after I land this plane real quick. There are some oral traditions that say Turtle Island's the whole continent. So she didn't ask. Oh, you just called. My bad. Answer today. She still could have asked how I was doing though. Actually, drop some turtles in the chat for me. Acknowledge me. I need everybody to drop some turtles in the chat for me to acknowledge me. So.
Opposition.
Like the live too. Drop some turtles. Acknowledge your golden chief.
I never even seen a turtle on here before.
Where's the opposition? Drop because it's low key an echo chamber. Yeah, I'll be
about to drop. They should be just only wants violence. How am I doing?
Well, if everyone up here agrees, what's the point of me coming up?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
David's the only opposition.
Here agrees. What's the point of me coming up? I'm just dropping stuff.
Like, yeah, David agreed. He just gonna think we all from Africa.
I can't tell. David be flip flopping.
Right.
David be flip flopping. His point be going back and forth.
Wait, God is left because y'all know, or we talked about this, that is a lot of places in America that call Africa. So is it an Africa in Arkansas? Because I think it is.
It might be.
I think
like 20 of them.
Yeah. So we got another DC in here. What's up? DC Southeast Mel? Yeah, my bad. We got another person from DC in here. Hope you don't call Baltimore Dusty like Tate.
Hey, yeah.
Because you won't hear me talk about DC like that.
To my fellow Jerseyan.
Yeah, so I guess they split the USA. They split the USA into like districts, kind of based on who could vote. I guess I don't know. They basically split the USA up. So like I think Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi would be one region, and
down to the southeast.
Huh?
South to southeast DC. No,
they split it up into like 11 different regions, and they all have the power to govern their own laws over federal law. So I'm like, does that technically mean we're all different citizens if we're in different regions?
We're not citizens to any.
No, we're not citizens.
Oh, I am a citizen. I have a birth certificate, therefore I am a citizen.
No. That birth certificate does not.
If you have a birth certificate, you're a citizen.
I'll be back,
no, that's not what that means.
Yes, it does.
No,
if you have a birth certificate, that means you're a USA
No,
citizen.
it doesn't. Because guess what?
What's it
If that's the case, hold on. If that's the case, then those immigrants would have birth certificates as well. And they remember, they're supposed to be the citizens. They're the citizens, not us.
They're citizens, right? And they're only citizens to Washington, D.C., which Mother has let us know that
because the birth certificate is not an indigenous item. So what is it?
Venus.
Who gave it to us?
Venus, you're not listening.
Want to hear the answer, please, Venus? Thank you.
Venus, you're not listening, baby. So
they were answering. I don't need you to speak for me. Thank you. I can put you on mute. Sorry, go ahead, Juicy.
So like what Mother was saying, right? Citizen is you're a citizen to the United States Corporation, right? The United States Corporation was only Washington, D.C., which Mother just made us aware of the fact that it has been dismantled.
Yes.
So we are now going back into
USA, we the people, the Republic. Yes.
The Republic, yes. And actually, we're supposed to be of our states. Like, it's not a United States or American. I'm a New Jerseyan. Like, where are you from? Or Arkansas, like that.
But that's literally that would make you a citizen of that state, though. Like that's literally what I said.
No, not a citizen.
So if you were born in Louisiana and you moved to California, will you get deported back to Louisiana? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
So I was born in California. I'm gonna get deported.
That's what they call extradite. If you didn't know, that's when the prisoners, like when they run and they flee to another state and they find them in that state, they get extradited back to what? The state that they. Yes. The state that they're from. Now, if you did not know, we are not states anymore because this is not the United States Corporation. We are countries now, okay? California is a country. Ohio is a country. Before these became states, did you know that these were valleys? That's why it was called Ohio Valley. And Ohio Valley consisted of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, part of Minnesota, Kentucky, part of Tennessee, West Virginia, and parts of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that was literally my point. So are they going to be deporting people back to the states they were born in? Is that what's going to happen?
No, we're not getting deported. You're going far. We're not getting deported. That got nothing to do with what we're saying. We're saying that it's going back to its original state because Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, has been dismantled, which was the only thing that we were citizens to. Well, citizens are the immigrants.
Yep.
Not us, the originals. So yes, we're governed by our own country. That's why each state has a flag. It has a flag, all those things that make you a country. Each state is a country. It's its own country.
So let me explain this as well. You know about the Confederate flag, right?
Yeah.
And that Confederate flag belongs to us. We have a whole bunch of different Confederate flags. But the one that the white tee was flying was one flag that they made up because they were not the original Confederates.
Yeah.
So we have like 13 plus different Confederate flags belonging to different states. Texas, Florida has its own one, Alabama, even Ohio. Everybody had their own, well, not Ohio because Ohio was a Union state.
It was the territory.
States, yes. You got to understand the concept of what is really going on. And as far as now we're back to the USA. There is no more U.S. corporation. That's why, guess what? Let me explain this to you. The U.S. corporation protected the immigrants. Okay. Now that we're back to the USA, we are protected and the immigrants are in danger. That's why everybody who is not from this land is being deported.
Oh, yeah.
We are protected right now. Can't nobody touch us. I'm gonna explain something to you. So I work for a mentorship program, and I've been driving her company van. Right, her 45-day tax has been expired since the beginning of June. They are not allowed to pull us over. We are legally to drive without a license, and as long as our car is registered, we don't need no plates. That's how deep it is. I done had cops behind me plenty of times here in Columbus, Ohio, and they got pulled over not one time because they can't touch us. Those police enforcement agencies can't touch us anymore. If they do, they're doing it illegally.
And so the thing is, too, can I piggyback off of that real quick? So it's illegal anyway because that's under maritime law.
Thank you.
They don't have the right. No one has jurisdiction over us, especially say I live in New Jersey, Pennsylvania. If I get put on Pennsylvania, they take me to court. They don't have jurisdiction over me. I'm a New Jerseyan, and because the only laws is a crime. It has to have a victim. So all these getting pulled over, stopping, speeding, those are illegal tickets. They're crap. And that judge does not have jurisdiction over you. So somebody, I watched this guy. I'm on this. I'll find it and post it. But this guy, he's like, when you get a ticket, right? The officer signs it. And so he said that because he signed it, that's his ticket. So you don't sign anything. And so something like you send it to him, that's his ticket, not your ticket. Like I want to get, it's on my page and I'll put it, but I want to get the correct, verbiage for it, but they don't have jurisdiction over you. A crime, law is land, air, and water.
Yes,
that's
thank
the
you.
law.
Thank you. Yes, that's what law really means. Yes.
Yes, and so that's illegal because they're operating. We are under natural law. They're not operating under natural law.
Nope.
So their whole system is illegal.
And so no, I wasn't speaking for you. I couldn't hear them responding to your answer. I wanted to hear their response to you, Venus. I wasn't speaking for you. I was saying, please, can I hear them? And yes, everything you guys said is so true. I have a question though. Is it true or not true that actually a birth certificate is just a bond?
True.
Like a savings bond that can be traded on the open market?
It's a trust.
It was.
Yep. Okay.
It was under the U.S. corporation, but it cannot be traded as a bond today in the USA. We the people of the republic.
Oh, not
Miss
anymore.
Mother.
Okay, because I know it. Okay. I
Mother,
didn't know it changed. Thank you.
That's exactly what I was about to get to, right?
I already know, girl.
Because yes, I was about to get to that, right? Because so if you know, we're traded on the stock market. Well, we're traded on the stock market every single day.
Yep.
As debt to the queen or whatever. Supposedly, right? Because that's why they made birth certificates. Birth certificates are our stock. You know, so now that has been dismantled, does that mean that now our
is that you? Or what? You had 7. I think that's you. You just came up here. You got to mute.
7. You got to mute, please.
Yeah, because I need some feedback. No, thank you. Okay.
Did you hear me, Mother, or you wasn't?
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, so does that now mean, because I was just on another panel telling them how to access it, you know, with the numbers on your birth certificate and your social, it links you to the bank, but in the bank, so you know that the banks were in Pennsylvania, Washington, and I believe Arkansas or Oklahoma, maybe.
Okay.
In New York has one, but so now that the main is dismantled, what does that mean for our stocks, our bonds?
Okay, so now, as you said that, remember I told you was talking about the land patents, right? A lot of those banks went belly up a little bit, but they didn't show all the banks that went belly up after all this stuff was happening.
Facts.
We still own our trusts and all that because remember, the land patents and the land grants, our land, those banks are on our land. We own that shit.
Got you. Okay, so get this, right? So it's a person in the comment, Powweed. Let me tell you something. I will never explain that while you're on this panel because you're an op. So you can actually go somewhere. But my people, if y'all want to know, inbox me and I'll tell you how to access it. But the fact that them anytime they run your social, it's that item is already paid for.
But they're making us pay for what is already paid for and paid for us. So that's what the U.S. corporation was doing. Let's not do that shit no more.
I keep telling people that, right? I was talking to a guy named Remedy, and he was saying you got to get an IMF, right? But you don't, because he's like, that's proof. I said, no, the Social Security card is proof. And so with that, right? When you go to get a car, right? If they take a down payment from you, that's illegal under the 501c UC code, right? And the moment that anybody runs your Social Security number, I mean anybody, it is already paid. And now they're robbing you.
Yep. And if you don't know that when you go into these dealerships, they're going to keep robbing you. But if you say something, they have to honor it.
They have to. And you know what else too? The bills. So like your light bill. And I've seen my family does it. And I'm not gonna lie, the people was, you know what I mean? They bothering them a little bit about it, but they can't really do anything. They just try to use fear tactics. But a bill, say your electricity bill, that's not a bill. When they send it to you, remember that's your corporation. You had to give your Social Security number for that. So that means that's
because how are we paying for electric, basically free energy when we're the free energy? What are you talking about?
And so what you do is, right, your phone bill, anytime they run your Social Security number, you call them, right, and you ask them to send me a true bill. And they gonna act like they don't know what you're talking about. You know, they gonna send me to somebody higher, but they have to eventually send you a true bill. you're supposed to sign that and send it back to them because it's already paid because of your Social Security number. Hey, cousin.
Yep.
So, and a lot of this, even tax, that's illegal. That they're using your money to trade in your money, like and collecting interest off of it, and then giving you some little shit. Sometimes people how do I owe you when I'm not supposed to be giving you nothing?
Did I hear you?
And then if you give me money back, that means you robbed me.
Wait a minute. Did you just say that it is illegal for me to file my taxes?
That too. It's illegal. Taxes are actually voluntary. So tax started. So let me tell y'all, right? Cigarettes were the first thing about like tax. And that, that's what they supposedly used for the roads and, stuff like that. So that was cigarettes started it. Then they realized like, we can get them all. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so, and what they're doing is they're robbing you, right in your face, and then giving you a little bit back later. But you know how much they made off of holding your money in that account?
Oh, let me explain something about the IRS, right? So I'm 48 years old. I've only filed my tax return one time when I was 18. So 30 years ago is the first and the last time I filed an income tax return. And I realized this is bullshit. Why the hell am I doing this? So I just never done it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, once you confirm and use their agency, that's how you get locked in. In order for you to avoid paying taxes, don't get a job, become a subcontractor or a business owner. Because if you're a subcontractor, what do? They tell you, well, you're responsible for your taxes. Oh, am I? Well, I don't want to file for my taxes, and I don't have
exactly. And that's under, what do you do yours under? A 1099 or
Thank you.
You do yours under a 1099 mother or
yes, a 1099. Yep.
Okay. So the thing is, who asked that question? Mo, right? Mo. So the thing about it, right? Taxes are voluntary. They just don't let you know that. And if you do have a job, right? My sister's been doing this her whole life. I think it's line 6 or 7, and you can put exempt. And you put so 6 or 7 is an exempt. Yes, is a exempt on the 1040 on the when you go to get a job. And so initially, right, is that they might call you, IRS be trying to call you in, and that's when you tell them that you give up that you're waiving paying taxes, because it is, and I don't know the code, but it's a code that you recite to them, and you don't have to pay that. It's voluntary, but you can write exempt. I believe it's line 6 or 7.
You can. Right.
Yeah, it's line 6 or 7 exempt. So and like I said, sometimes they be coming after you and stuff, but you go in there and you let them know that you are waiving your right. It's your right to voluntary or involuntary pay.
But that's what. But that's what they do. As you have to. If you be an employee, then you're voluntary. Yes, you have to file your tax because you're an employee. Yeah.
Okay, that's. I'm like, wait a minute.
But when you're not an employee, you're a business owner or you're a subcontractor, you don't have to file them taxes.
Okay, so I do as an employee. Okay, just
but so let me ask you
I'm like, oh my goodness.
So, Mother, let me ask you a question though, right? Because so they say you have up to 3 years to file. But my aunt told me that she ain't filed taxes in like 10 years.
Yeah.
And they didn't audit her yet.
No, they didn't, because they, like I said, they strong arm you. It's a mob.
They probably gonna try to wait.
They the MOB, they try to strong arm you to making you think that you gotta file your taxes. You ain't gotta file nothing, because that's the way they keep tabs on you. Your money, where you live, where you're going, what you're doing, what you're spending it on.
So much for that question.
What do you mean by rent, Billion? Because let me tell you something. First of all, these lands have land patents, and anything that's built on this land is the landowner owns. Right. So you paying rent, that shit is all illegal, yo.
You supposed to be sovereign. You supposed to be tax exempt for life. You're not supposed to pay no mortgage, no rent, no utilities, no nothing. That's what sovereign.
And you know they let these goddamn immigrants come over here and they don't gotta pay taxes for 7 years.
I told you, U.S. corporation was forcing against us.
Exactly, and that's real shit.
And we pay taxes for them to come over here and use all of those resources, that Section 8 and the welfare that they say that we all own. No, they all own that.
No, that's a fact though. The Ish people and the YTs are the most people on welfare and government assistance. And I live in New Jersey. They just raided Lakewood, New Jersey, a whole Ish community and got all of them.
They have millions and millions of dollars of food stamps and all that. They're fraud. Yeah, fraud.
And what's that state over there? Utah, which one over there? The more
Utah. Yep, the Mormons.
Yes, they got their butts too, because they be having numerous children and stuff, mad children, different wives and stuff, and they be on welfare.
They do?
Oh yes.
Yep.
How you, girl? They be on welfare. The polygamous.
And guess what? I'm about to get the Mormons. You know why? Because I got a land patent for 160 acres in Salt Lake City, Utah. They better hope and pray that Mormon church ain't on my 160 acres, because they done.
Oh, but the thing is, right, girl, get them.
I'm gonna get them.
Yes.
Get them.
Yes.
And you know that, but it's coming to that. It's coming to that right now, though. We are going back to our original state, and that's what I'm trying to tell people. We are not refrigerators and washing machines. We don't need instructions, all this paper trail and stuff. We didn't do that. That's not our way. We work with nature, harmony, like harmony.
Yes, spirituality. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I have a question about before when I mentioned the Cherokee. I think you guys are saying not to use that, but I didn't hear why.
So that's the difference. Okay, so the people over there in Oklahoma, those fake people, they have been calling themselves the real Cherokee tribe, right? But Cherokee was a nation with thousands, hundreds of thousands of tribes under that nation, okay? But the way they pronounce it, Cherokee, that's the colonizer way. It was like Cherokee, Anayawea, you know what I'm saying? Algonquin. That's where the terms we were using, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So, people say Cherokee, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But it's the ones that saying we from the Cherokee tribe. That's the fake.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, just to piggyback off of you, right? These 5 civilized, those are the ones who signed those treaties.
That's right. Yep.
So we didn't think about this, right? You know that these people, I was in one of their lives, right? And they said that they did a land buyback or something like that recently.
Why would you have to buy your land back if you owned it?
Exactly. That's what I said. I said exactly. What you mean they did a land buyback recently? Like what? That land does not belong to them. Which is why they need, I said this earlier, but they need us right now really bad. Because without us, those treaties are up.
That's right.
They're up. It's over.
Now, remember when you said that, remember I told you guys about the Citizenship Act of 1924 where they the ones became citizens, but they still didn't have no identity. So they weren't called, they were citizens, but they weren't even called the Native Americans back in 1924. They wasn't called nothing.
The thing is, right? How ironic is that's the same year that of the Reclassification Act started on us. 1924. Same year they became citizens to DC.
And then when we go back to that Indigenous Civil Rights Act that was signed in 1968, and what happened? They became the Native Americans in what? 1970, 1971?
Yep. So that Native American, that just means that's a 52 fake out. And I'll tell you why, because we're all Native American. Native American just means you was born here.
Right. Yes, that's true. So, and I tell people that all the time, but I said Native American actually also means that your parents were born in another country.
Yep.
Came over here, got busy, got pregnant, had you, and you are the Native American, not your parents.
Right. And so that's why the 14th and 15th Amendment, they was trying to use that. But people, they try to say that was for us. It's not. And I really need our people to stop putting us into this box because we don't have no rules. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that birthright thing was what she just said, where the immigrants, they hopped the fence, had a baby, and now they get to become citizens under the 14th and 15th Amendment. Now, the thing is, amendment is not a law. There have not been no laws made in, I think, it was like 1830 or something. Mm-hmm. Everything else has been amendments and stuff like that, but there's no laws coming into play. So all of this stuff is BS.
Is that why Trump now he's able to get rid of birthright citizenship because you just said there was no law put in place for that?
That and also because those people are using that birthright citizenship as you know what I'm saying, like they are the birthright, you know what I'm saying, and they're not. So he said, let's dead it all together because y'all not gonna believe it.
Because where does it end? You know what I mean? Like where does it end? If everybody you just come here and have a baby, now and again, well shoot, we ain't got no DC going, so it don't even matter now at this point, really.
Yeah. Everybody keep talking about the U.S. The U.S. is closed. Damn it! I keep telling y'all.
Can I tell y'all? Do y'all know? Oh, you in D.C., right? Who in D.C.?
Somebody was in D.C.
It was somebody
Not
in
me.
D.C.
I'm in Jersey too. I'm in Jersey.
Okay.
Oh, where you at in Jersey, Mo?
I'm in Hudson County.
With Hudson County?
Yeah, like that's
what city?
That's like I'm trying to
No, like what city you live in?
There's Bayonne, there's Jersey.
Oh,
City,
Bayonne, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you said Bayonne?
Bayonne.
What origin is that? Ain't that is that French?
Say that again. Is it what?
Bayonne,
what
that
origin is that
French.
name? Is that like?
I am not in DC. Do not put DC on me.
He from B-More.
I don't know.
But Bayonne does sound like it's French.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When we look at that etymology of the names in Bayonne, that sound like that's
now I'm gonna start researching the etymology of names of states. I never did that before.
That sounds like
you're not far from me, Mo. I live in Trenton.
You're in Trenton. Oh yeah, you far away. Oh.
No, that's not that far. I used to go there. When we was younger, my cousin was in like a home out there for like troubled young girls. And shoot, I used to catch the 409 out there to go see her all the time when I was younger. Bayonne is not far. It's almost in New York. It's not far.
Yeah, but I use etymology, but I never thought about using it for different cities and states. And now I'm gonna do that.
Cities and states, yes. Trust me, if you travel on ground, you're gonna see a lot of names of cities. Like what? Negro land? What?
Have y'all
Egypt? What?
Have y'all ever looked to see if your last name was like a city with your last name?
My mom's adopted name. I think she was adopted by some black folks. You know what I'm saying? But my mom is.
I'm sorry.
All black.
Wait, mother. A car was passing and I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Okay. Yes, my mom's adoptive name. You know what I'm saying? Last name is Robbins, right? Mm-hmm. There's a Robbins, Illinois, over there in Illinois. So a lot of our last names are counties and cities.
Yes, that belong to us.
That's right. Oh, I'm gonna research that. I've only ever seen in different states where they have my first name and streets. I'm like, that's weird.
So my last name
on the state I'm in.
My mother's maiden last name is Williford, right? So I happened to look up Williford, and there's a Williford, Arkansas. And the history of it is that his name was Ambrose Williford. He was an indigenous American, and he, that was his land. Even today, is only like 57 people still in the city. They say, but that was his land. And then some YT people, you know what I mean, came across the river, and he helped them out, and then he left, but it's still, he had to leave, but it's still Williford. And guess what? They took the name too. But his name was John Pitts first, and then it was Williford. But we have land. It's many ways to look to figure out our land.
Yep.
So that means if I look up my great grandparents, like my great grandfather's last name, or great grandmother, you know, and to see if there's any cities or states with my great grandparents' last name.
Cities,
My great
counties,
grandparents'
and
last name is Adams.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and Adams. Let me tell you. So Adams is a very known, and so the Cherokee Nation. That's a popular last name for people. I think it's the Iroquois, if I'm saying that correct. Iroquois. Sorry, thank you. The Iroquois. And Adams. Oh yeah, y'all. I've definitely heard of the city. I can't remember right now, but Google it. And Google it, and it might be. What you say, boo?
Oh no, I was greeting people. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me.
Tap the screen, y'all.
Tap the screen. Get me up to 30,000 likes.
Hey Mo, so have you done your genealogy?
I started a couple of years ago. I stopped. I no longer have a computer. However, I found my great grandparents because I know all of their children's names, of course, because they're my grandparents and stuff like that. So I found since when they were little, some of some of their children when they were like little or teenagers. What else? I'm trying to remember what else.
Where are you from?
My grandparents are from South Carolina.
Oh, see. Oh, what part?
Edgefield.
And so that's crazy because what did we just say about the Cherokee Nation? That is definitely all their territory right there.
All of their territory.
Yep. And I wouldn't be surprised. Wait, which part you said? I'm sorry.
Edgefield.
Edgefield.
I'm not familiar with that. My grandparents, I guess that's part of the Great Migration. They moved from there to Jersey. Yeah.
Well, can I tell you something? Look, a lot of our people went either east or north or west.
I was just about to say. I was just about to say that, and I think I said it earlier. I was on another one, but South Carolina, that is so crazy. You're in Jersey, I'm in Jersey, and most people from South Carolina, we came to Jersey. Jersey is filled with South Carolinians.
And Darvin, you're from Virginia, or your people are originally from Virginia, right? Richmond.
My folks are from Maryland and Virginia.
Okay, yep, because that's why you're in Baltimore now, because a lot of people from Virginia migrated to you know what I'm saying, like Baltimore and yeah.
My folks,
what part you said?
My folks been in Baltimore.
David, what part you said?
My folks are from the Cumberland, Howard County.
Yeah.
So
in Amelia.
So are you okay? So is that close to King and Queen County? Or
it's not that far.
So we're family.
Yeah, we all family.
And we're related to her. Name wasn't Pocahontas, but we're related to her.
Yeah,
and we related to her. Me and Darby,
yeah. So my family, right? So we started out in Rhode Island, the Narragansetts. I think I said that, in the Wampanoags, right? Yep. And then they started moving. They went down to Ohio, and that's where I get the Piscataway. My grandmother was
Piscataway too. Yeah.
Yep, and that's how we family. And then they went down to New York. And in New York, I believe, I can't remember the tribe in New York, but then they went to Virginia. Once we got down to Virginia, Wampanoag, the Wampanoags. Okay, so Narragansett, Wampanoag, Piscataway, boom. Then we moved down to Virginia, and now that's when we're getting to Powhatan. And I think Pocahontas like my 13th or something, my 13th grandmother, something like that.
Okay.
But that gets a little wonky, y'all. Because
well, let me elaborate, because remember I got the paperwork. So I'm about to run it down for you, okay?
Oh, please do.
So the reason why I found out me and Darvin were related is through Queen Kokowaski. She was from a queen of the Pamunkey Indians of Powhatan Nation. She's my 10th generation great grandmother, right? Now,
wait, hold on, real quick. Can I ask you a question? Real quick. Huh? Yeah, just a question, real quick. What's their last name?
I don't know what her last name is. Her name is Queen Kokowaski.
Yeah, I mean, I want it.
Because they didn't do last name at that time, but the last name was Powhatan. You know what I'm saying? The last name was Powhatan at that time.
So
yeah,
that was the city, right? But so mines are Harris. So it was Harris, Billups. Yeah, Harris and Billups.
Okay.
So that's I just wanted to know if.
But yeah,
my people's last names that's tied to that.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Since we on TikTok, I want to give none of that free information on here.
I got you.
Okay.
But go ahead, sis.
But no, I was gonna run down the line. Okay, so Queen Kokowoski, that's my 10th generation great grandmother, right? Well, she's the first cousin to Pocahontas. You know what I'm saying? Matoka, aka Rebecca Powhatan, right? And so King Powhatan, Chief Powhatan, that's his niece, because Queen Kokowoski. Oh shit, I can't get it out. Queen Kokowoski's daddy is his brother. Okay.
Yep.
So I also have the paperwork that when she was kidnapped by John Roth, before she was kidnapped, she had a husband and a child already. His name started with a K. It's called Kokogrums or something like that. Japasaw. So she already had a child, but when he kidnapped her and forcibly married her, they didn't have no children, and she was unalive 3 years after that. So she wasn't even alive long enough to have a child by him. So all those chicken nugget people who are claiming that they're part of Pocahontas ain't, because they would have to have a child to have those offspring, and they didn't have no kids.
Exactly. And the thing is, he took over there to France, and it was illegal to have Slav or have people working for you and stuff like that. And which is why it really was kidnapped. Like, that's really sick though.
Yep. But see, they tried to hide that she had a husband already and a son before he even did that.
Yep.
Wow.
She had a son and a daughter before we did that.
This is why genealogical records, you know what I'm saying?
How about you come up here, Midwest? Your boy Turtle Gang. I already made your boy Turtle Gang shut the fuck up when he came at me. So come up here, Midwest.
What you want, some under rock motherfuckers?
That would make sense, cause that would make sense, that she had children here because we're here. You get what I'm saying? So we know that she was
Chief Powhatan had over 100 children because
why Turtle Gang is trash. I was about to say, why is a white boy in trying to assert himself in this conversation? You're a white boy.
Want to be noticed? We don't notice you.
Yeah, and then I'm not gonna do them.
Cuz wait, what you had said, cuz something about children.
Oh no, that's what you said. Yeah, Chief Powhatan had over 100 children because he had a whole bunch of wives. So Pocahontas' mama was named Anoma Cornstalk, right?
Right.
Pocahontas' mother. Yeah. Norma called her actual name was Pocahontas' mother's name was Pocahontas.
Okay. Yep.
That's where they gave Pocahontas that alias because. For one, she was too young.
But remember, we talked about that earlier. Wait, was I on this live or maybe another one about how it was very matriarchal and like how the men do James Jr., James the third, and stuff.
Yes,
that's what women did. That's what the women did. So a lot of women would name their children after them.
And let me elaborate something else, right? So y'all know about Cleopatra Powhatan, right?
Yeah.
That's another one of his daughters, right? Well, but she was named after Chief Powhatan's mama. Her name was Cleopatra also.
So you know that these land patents, right, are in the woman's name.
Yeah,
that's the only way for the man to. So do you know land patents can't be willed, given,
that's right. Can't be sold, can't be stolen, can't be touched.
That's why. So I had learned a fun fact. That's why a lot of times they ended up naming them like, say, Virginia Billups or something, because and then the daughter name would be Virginia, so that would keep that land patent. You know what I mean? Directly, be easier to how can I say prove for the land because they have the same name. It can't be transferred out of that name.
Yep. So our surnames, remember I told you that's why they tried to convince you, David, that you are from the continent of Africa, because if you did that, if you said you're from the continent of Africa, you forfeit your land over here in the USA.
That's why ever since I learned this stuff, I've been changing. When I do applications now, I make sure I put the right information.
What do you put on
I
there,
don't mess
Mo?
around no more.
Mo, what do you put?
I've been putting American Indian. That's what I've been putting on applications now.
You write in the other, right?
But guess what, guys? You don't even have to fill that part out. That's not mandatory for you to fill that part out. You can leave
But
that.
sometimes if you don't, some places they'll
They gonna
fill it
put
in
black.
for you. Yep, exactly.
They did that to me.
Or they won't even put black. They'll put African American.
So I just had a baby, right? And I put on there, I put signing my son's birth certificate, I put American Indian, right? And this lady, when she did the paperwork on the computer, she put African American. I said, no, that's not correct.
So regardless of what you put, they still gonna put what they want to put.
Exactly. I said no. So I'm glad that I looked over everything.
Wow.
I'm glad I looked over everything. Yeah. And so I made sure my son's birth, he is labeled as an American Indian. Because we're not gonna play with them.
No.
And another thing too, I learned. You know that your name in all caps is the corporation. Well, which now but so guess what I did? Someone told me, you know how your mom, they filled out uppercase and lowercase, right? I made my son's whole name uppercase. That's how I wrote it. So he is the corporation, not a separate entity.
Right.
So now he has rights to those stocks and stuff. What is going on down there? Those stocks and bonds and things like that. And doesn't have to get that IMF. I believe it's an IMF.
What we were talking about earlier.
Because I made him the corporation by making his whole name capital letters.
I think on my certificate, I think mine is that.
So that it always comes like that, but it's how you write it. See, it's how you sign your John Hancock.
Because after 9/11, everybody had to go to Trenton and get the original certificate of live birth.
Yeah, and that's
after 9/11. Why is that?
That's most important. Not a birth certificate, too.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I had
birth.
from Trenton. Yeah, I had to go to the state capitol and get that one. And on there, I have my parents didn't put an ethnicity on there.
Well, guess what? Now, and I guess in Ohio, they never put ethnicity on there because there's no ethnicity on mine. Like no race, no nothing. It's just our names and the day we was born. And that's,
but the local one from the local had one on there, but this one doesn't.
Y'all, so I'm not getting off subject, right? But my thing is with the Africans, right? Like, right, y'all don't got birth certificates, right? And or not even just Africans, immigrants.
Yep.
They don't have birth certificates, social security card, none of that stuff, right? You know that they could come here and get license, get insurance, all type of stuff like that. But we gotta prove 12 points and all this stuff. But they don't have to do none of that. And I know that because they did. Somebody hit my car and the cop was like, I don't know why they left. Like, they could get license. Like, I'm like, what you mean? They don't even speak no English. He's like, yeah, they have right. How you have rights and I don't? And it's my lane.
Let me tell you something. They come over here, get new cars, and they can't even drive.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. I've witnessed them not. Oh gosh. Anyway, I'm gonna.
So how you get your license? How you get that car? And you can't even drive.
Not being able to drive and get flashbacks.
Yeah.
So y'all do know, right? That the Africans are the YT, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. We know they identify that when they come over here.
Yes, there you
they
go.
brag about it though.
But hold on though, look at this bull crap, right? So they're labeled as that, right? But they come over here under African American to use our the stuff that's supposedly intended for us and our children. You get what I'm saying? Like,
and the Africans are not teaching the other Africans this is the U.S. corporation that's bringing them over here that's teaching them that.
Can I ask y'all a question though, right? Make it make sense for me. So these sick disease-ridden, starving, frail, non-bath taking white people.
Dawson first in the chat. Yeah.
Went to Africa on a rowboat and kidnapped these strong Mandinka warrior Africans, right? And then they brought them to a foreign land, and all of a sudden they just knew how to cultivate it, and
they knew how to farm, but they really don't know how to farm too much over there. What's they farm?
Yeah, make it make sense.
Well, that just goes back to the 67 waterways throughout the whole entire continent of Africa, and the 250,000 that we have just over here in the North America alone.
Exactly. Not for nothing. Oh man. Okay. Well, I saw earlier y'all was talking about the Cabbage Patch, right? So Africa means cave dweller, right?
Yeah.
So who came out of caves?
They did.
Okay. Right? Arab.
Oh no.
Arab means what? Desert. In desert, something about desert person or something like that, right? Most of Africa is so desolate, dry. They don't got no farms over there. So.
Oh, did y'all also know that Arab is not really spelled A-R-A-B? That's the fake. It's really spelled E-R-E-B, and it's a Hebrew word.
Oh wow!
That doesn't wrong with them either.
I saw
They stole the Hebrew word. And let's see what they done did.
They stole everything.
Stole the word.
They stole everything
that belonged to us. Everything.
Hijacked the Hebrew word from somebody else.
Oh, let me tell y'all, right? Oh, so welcome to the panel, Martell and Lyron. And I'm gonna just say this one thing, and then y'all, bro, you can introduce them. The last names, right? If you even talk to people, whether YT, Asian, Africans, they'll tell you that they were given names or they changed their name to sound more appealing or to fit in or things like that, right? Those are our last names.
That's right.
The only last names that are not our surnames, first of all, they don't even have surnames today. It's like Jesus of Nazareth, Queen Elizabeth of whatever, Wales, Princess of
Seinfeld equals science failed.
Exactly. And then Rothschild was Roth's children. And then they said Rothschild. So they don't even have surnames for real today.
Nope. Those are made up names.
They're made up, exactly. But the only ones that are not ours is the ones with, what are they? Vowels and vowels and what's the other one?
The Stein and the skis.
No. What's it called? Vowel and what's the other letters called? Consider consonants.
Oh, consonants. Consonants. Yes.
So the ones that have like TS, two continents back to back like that, or like Newen, those are not ours. That to SAR or whatever, those are not ours. That's some made up crap. But these are our last names.
So did you ever? Of course, you watch.
Lion to produce with us like the mega here. That is the reason why. So if you guys got on this one here, the very last one of this like the Optimus Prime series here for the full 100%, go check the little box down below right now and don't miss the chance, right guys? Don't miss the chance to get this one here, right? Why don't you, my dear Amanda? Why don't you to go get this one here? Because it's like super collectible. Even though you guys are getting with those like the same stuff here for this like the mega design, it's gonna be having like it's actually out here, right? Guys, make sure you finish payment. Make sure you finish payment here. Right? So yeah, and also for if later we still have some of the pending, we're gonna clear out here. But make sure you finish payment for this like the full 100% of this like the lovely of the full 100% of the Optimus Prime here. Right? And also we're gonna for some of you guys who are looking for this cap here. Ooh, thank you. For this cap, it's actually made with like the high quality of those like the cotton here. Right? So how many of you guys are looking for this like the hat here? You guys can be able to drop in the comment section to let us know. One of you guys can be able to enjoy the free shipping, and that's so nice. And this one is like super stylish, and we do have this like the adjustable of like the strap at the back there. So if you guys got on this one here, and link number 1, right? So let me bring it back here for you guys. And link number 1 for this like the Hirono cap here. So let's get it, guys, and 5, 4, 3.
All right. What the hell is going on with StreamYard? Come on, yeah. All right, there we go. What's up, Venus? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Real TV?
Yeah, that kind of got way off.
All right.
Yeah. Do Black Americans have self-hate for denying Africa? Commercial just ended. Facts. We took a commercial break. What's up? We got Realize TV. This is actually a good one. Black American. This might be a little topic.
Right. I can't wait to see what they're gonna say about this one.
Black Americans have self-hate for denying Africa. Of course you do, nigga.
Good with y'all, man. How's everybody doing this evening?
What's up? What's up?
Great.
It's good to be here, man. I'm just glad to be able to come kick it with y'all for a minute. Let's get into it.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see who come through. The same Triple K talk when Union were. What does Beat Actor talk about on YouTube here?
I like the live.
Yeah, like the live, y'all. Like the live. You already know I need 1,000 likes when I breathe on live. As soon as I breathe on live, I need 1,000 likes. All right, we got, what's up, Tyron?
Hello?
Hello?
Testing.
This is AT&T. Hello?
Is that Ling Ling? What's up, Ling Ling?
Hey, yo.
What's going on, bro? I wanted to answer the last prompt from the last live about who's the Black Americans that have claimed like fake indigenous tribes. That's actually a detriment to us claiming our own heritage. And from what I'm seeing over the years, the main ones that have mixed the dope with the indigenous paradigm and claiming all these other ideologies, such as the Washita Moors, they're mixing the dope with their own indigenous ideology because they're not claiming a specific tribe. All they've done was claimed a actual tribal name and misspelled it, such as Ouachita. They attached it to a theory that the George Washington and Bushrod Washington are indigenous people when they're not. The Washington name comes from those Europeans. But you got a tribe that's in the Americas spelled Ouachita. That's the actual tribe. Mm-hmm. And another one would be like the Chapachulas. I'm not familiar with like indigenous lingo down there in the Mississippi or New Orleans Texarkana area or Texas, Alabama area, but I'm not familiar with Chapachula and these words that come up out of New Orleans for like, Mardi Gras Indians, because many of those people do descend from those ethnic groups in that Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Orleans area, but they need to get their thing correct instead of like homogenously clumping in the French and some anonymous West Africa stuff.
Can I stop you right there?
One side. I wanted to keep it on topic. Like we got this new prompt up here. I wanted to keep it on topic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to ask the other topic: do Black Americans self-hate or deny Africa? I believe not really. And,
you did not read that prompt at all, right, Tyron? Do Black Americans have something for denying Africa?
Hey, Ling.
No, we do. Huh?
Ling. You know I know you, Ling. You know I've been knowing you for a couple years now. Ling, stop with the bullshit. Stop with the bullshit. He asked, the prompt says, hold on, it says, and I quote.
Hold on. He got, let him answer it. Like,
okay, go ahead, Ling.
Not yet. I was going to answer the one that was on the last prompt and this one. So, do Black Americans self-hate or deny Africa? No, we do not. As a matter of fact, we're the main ones that embrace the idea of repatriation to Africa, but in actuality, Africans don't want that. Black Americans have embraced that so-called Pan-African Kemetic back to Africa ideology, but it blew up in our own faces because we're finding out that we're not indigenous to over there. We're from this land here.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Yeah. Where are you from? Where you from, not Matt? Where you from, not Matt? You from Georgia? Where your folks from? What's your ethnicity?
My mother Creole because she from Louisiana.
Your mama Creole because you sure?
Yeah, she don't even. She look damn near white. She got freckles, but she Creole.
You sure you're not Somali, Matt?
No, I'm positive I'm not Somali. I have a goddamn forehead for days and small lips.
Name 5 things you had to repass, Matt.
At a repass?
Yeah, name 5 things you had to repass, Matt.
I can't even tell you.
Yeah, that's because you're not American. Goodbye. What's up? What Crystal call you, Garzan? Garrison? What's up, Garrison? What's up, yeah?
Yeah, what's good?
You say Garrison? But now what's up, Garzan? I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Nah, Garrison, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's a
I can turn my cam on. That don't mean nothing, dude. You can turn your cam on. That wouldn't mean nothing. Yeah, that's your that's the Black American test. If you can name 5 things that are repass. Ain't nobody scared to debate. Stop playing on my stage. Muted.
What you gonna debate? And you were just saying Creole was mixed people of white and black. So there's no, they're not. Creole is a language and a people. Creole is a language.
Hold on,
no, it wasn't a language. It's a people.
It's both. It means both.
It means both a people and a language, but it don't mean mixed white people and black people. That's not what it means.
What's up, Yair?
Creole is a lingua franca. It's a language of no native speakers.
That's not what it is.
It developed during the colonial. Yes, it is. It's a lingua franca.
No, it's not. Now show me some proof.
Developed.
Put on your camera.
Hold on. It developed during the colonial period and antebellum period because many of these people were speaking various indigenous American dialects and European English, French.
So what
Portuguese,
about the 1400s before colonialism?
They were polyglot. Man,
yeah, what about Creole. What about 1400s? 1400s.
The 1400s.
What's up,
Storm? 1400s. None of those.
Yes, they did.
None of those. No,
yes, they did. Yes, they did.
No, they did not.
France was originally over here. Show me some proof that what you're saying, bruh.
In a pigeon. Hold on, man. Stop.
Because no, you stop.
None of these people.
None of these people are spreading this information up here.
All right.
France was there about 300 years. I think it was like 3 or 400
Hey,
years.
they would be ignorant. Come up here, Shaq.
She's right about that.
Thank you.
Because they were ruled, because before Mexico got back to Mexico, they were
1821. Mm-hmm.
She's right about that.
I know because I do my research, Tyron. I don't just be up here talking what my theory is. I do the research, and I go way back before colonialism.
Okay, they were not speaking a Creole language in the colonial period. They had their own specific indigenous language.
Before, and they were speaking a Creole language. My granddaughter. Let me explain something to you. I got two. My granddaughter, whose people are Haitian. Okay, Haitian.
They weren't
Creole. Haitian Creole. Haitian Creole.
Okay,
do you understand what that means? Do you understand what that means? Haitian Creole. Ain't no but a whole bunch of Haitians speaking Creole. It's a language.
What's up, Georgia?
So listen to what I'm trying to tell you. My granddaughter, who is 6 years old, her family is Haitian. Now, mind you, she has not been around this family since she's been born. Her dad wasn't alive 3 years ago. Guess what? She's 6 years old right now. She has an accent like she's supposed to be speaking her ancestral, indigenous, ancient language. Now,
it's something that you pick up.
No, it's not.
Islands from,
hold on. Wait. David Garvin.
Can you stop?
No, you mute. Because you didn't hear what I just said. She hasn't been around her Haitian people. She has not been around her Haitian people. So she does not speak Creole, but she has an accent like she's supposed to be speaking her ancestral language. That's not a picked up language because I don't speak Creole, duh.
It is.
It's not.
Yes, we do.
Prove it.
We have our own versions of Creole within
Prove it with paperwork and documentation. If you can't, I suggest you fuck up.
What is it trying to prove?
I don't even know what are y'all even talking about at this point.
You're trying to prove that Creole wasn't a language prior to colonialism?
What's up, Native Black?
It was not.
And but you have no proof.
So again, yes, I do. Because they spoke
Creole is a combination of two languages, a combination of
Jesus Christ, could you slow down? Can I explain?
One mic, please.
So
y'all loud as hell in my ear.
It's like a combination of Portuguese and what you call it, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie right now. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. This first sweep of the night, baby. Just hopping on the first sweep of the night, baby. It's too much Dusty Foot energy right now. I'm not gonna lie. It's too much Dusty Foot.
Creole is a language and culture. We have Asian Creoles, we have white Creoles, we have black Creoles. That's why we have a dish in Louisiana called yakamine. It's basically a Creole version of ramen noodles. Chinese ramen noodles, because we have Asian Creoles here. Now, can we move on now?
Yeah, y'all know I gotta have a Tussie free live. You feel me? You gotta keep the quota up.
So what I was saying to these people that were rudely interrupting me, people had their own specific languages before 1492. They were speaking Siboney if they're from Haiti. So Creole wouldn't have been something that these people were speaking prior to European contact, because those were developed during their chattel enslavement.
Yo, drop some brooms in the chat for the sweep, y'all. So go ahead. Go ahead, Tyron.
These are not languages that they were utilizing before colonization. These are something that were developed in their chattel servitude while they were translating and becoming polyglots of different European dialects, and also other tribal languages that were coming from Indians that were.
What was she saying though?
Is she still in? She come back.
So she's attached. So she is attached to modern, developed languages that we created during our prisoner of war status, because you had different ethnic groups within the Americas that were transported into the Caribbean, like Haiti. You had Pequot, you had Pawnee Indians, for example. You had some alleged Africans being brought in there, and they created like different dialects of like accents and stuff like that. So that's where we get our different pidgins and Creole. Say for like example, Darvin has a specific Creole or pidgin. Up there in Maryland, the DMV area, and Washington D.C.
we speak our own language here. You say you speak our own language here, Buckaroo.
Hold on, Creole is its own language. I'm so tired of people trying to tell people from Louisiana that their language is a mix of other languages. The Creole was created in Louisiana. It's indigenous to Louisiana. It's not spoken in any other region of the world except maybe Haiti, but they have their own dialect. Stop saying that. I'm fucking tired of hearing it. Can we move on? Like, what is going on here?
I speak, and for the record,
I want to give credit to other countries.
And for the record, I speak Baltimese. So, Baltimese. And if you don't know what that is, then that's your loss.
It's so tiring being Creole. Someone's always making someone's always making a think piece on our culture, on the races here. Like, nobody cares. Can we move on? This all started because this man said he had a Creole mother. Like what's going on here?
Cultural, linguistic influence.
And he lied about having a Creole mother. He lied, dude that lied about having a Creole mother. But go ahead.
It's mainly from the areas, Louisiana and Caribbean, but it is a mixture, but it's still part of that region, part of those regions. So I mean, it's semantics. It's not even that serious.
I went on an adventure. Come up here, the enforcer. You said nobody agreed. Why did most of them say they had Indian in their family, dummy?
And then Creole used to just mean a person living in the French colonies before a certain period. So
why y'all be talking shit and y'all can't get on live? Not the video. It's plenty of videos. There's like 20 videos, dude. Go watch the videos.
I've seen some of them, and I've seen some of them, and some of them did say they were Indian. So
yeah, most of them said the shit. Like, what are we talking about? Sure, yeah, sure. I went on a spree asking people they're Indian. Like y'all take one, like that's why y'all be y'all don't watch my page. Yeah, I put them up. Yeah, of course I put them up, dummy, for people to see it. Like, y'all don't watch my page. There's like over 20 videos of that shit. Like, come up here or get muted. Actually, you're gonna get muted. You're too scary to come up here. You ain't pretending you was scary as shit. Y'all talk
Creole. Sorry.
Yeah, y'all talk all this shit in my comments, but y'all don't want to pull up. Y'all pretending news a hoe. You making all these videos about people you don't want to talk to them when it's time to when you pop up in their lives. But yeah, go ahead. My bad.
There are Creole languages in Africa, but there's no Creole culture. The Creole and even Haitian Creole that's not a culture either. That's a language. Creole, I've only really seen Creole be used as an identity in Louisiana.
What's up, man?
With cultural foods and clothings and customs attached to it. I have not really seen that anywhere else. So
what's up, Noble? But yeah, shout out to what's up, everybody. Let's pull it up. Make sure y'all like the live for real. Let's get up to 5,000 likes. But y'all follow. I never understood why people follow people just to troll them. That shit lame as hell.
Do Black Americans have self-hate for denying Africa? Who's denying Africa?
You're from Africa, nigga. Oh.
Denying Africa. I'm denying Africa.
So you're saying your people have no traces of Africa DNA in them at all?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, and is that self-hate?
No, it's not. Because why they lying about people? I've seen them lie, saying my ancestors were African when they weren't. Like the WW1 records, right? They classified Black people as African just cause. They ain't got no proof. A whole Piscataway Indian.
Yeah, but I mean, how you gonna take on the classification of other people that you don't even know? They didn't even know you.
Mm-hmm.
They just called you something and you just accepted it. Is that what it was? Like, come on now.
Yeah, they did that willy nilly. They classified some black people as African during
Go
WW1.
back before the 1790 census and see where they were classifying people. It's totally different.
Yeah, I mean, it was Negro, black, colored, and mulatto, or Indian. So in some cases,
they grouped all that together to mean black African. Yeah, that's not who you were.
But yeah, I've seen them lie about so many people saying they came rap when they really didn't. Like, it's crazy.
People don't want to trace their real information because they don't want to know. They want to be colonized. They want their minds still colonized.
God damn. You got this long ass chat GPT, bro.
I asked chat GPT. It's not long at all. I just only asked it specific questions pertaining to this and the last live. So let's go into it. So you want to go into a deep sabotage files, say less. Let's drag out the real culprits who fumbled the bag for Black Americans trying to reclaim their legit indigenous American heritage, the ones who mixed the dope, flooded the identity market with nonsense and got all lumped in with Pan-African quacks, fake Moors, and cosplay tribalists. So who mixed the dope? The true culprits. So Mardi Gras Indians / New Orleans masqueraders, e.g. Wild Chapachulas. These crews use Indian costumes and chants not the statement of genealogy, but as an aesthetic rebellion. George Landry, Big Chief Jolly, and others made it cultural theater, not tribal reclamation. This blurred the line between heritage and performance, making people think it was all for show. So results, white folks and even some natives started mocking Black Indian claims as dress-up cosplay. Number 2, the Washita Moors, Nubians, Yamasi Mound Builders, white York followers. So claim to descend from Atlanteans, Moors, Dogon, Olmec, alien, and time travelers, while it tapped into legitimate indigenous energy. They flooded the space with mystical babble. They muddied historical research with fabricated nations and fake empires. Results, real genealogical claims get tossed out as Moorish mumbo jumbo. Sandhill, Lenni Lenape Moors, Nanticoke remnants. Some were real tribes, but adopted Moorish identity because these people were actually mixed in with Moors. So in response to white erasure, that Moor label was meant to avoid being labeled Negro, but later got hijacked by sovereign citizen types. Now even legit Sandhill claims get mocked because Moor equals grifter optics. Results state refuse to recognize them even though their history predates the US. So that's why they're at the UN rather than the Prince-Hall Masons. So Absalom Jones, Richard Allen, Paul Cuffey, these were early free Blacks, some of whom did have tribal ties, but they chose respectability optics and Christian integration over tribal reclamation. They aligned with white Quakers, Methodists, Anglo elites, suppressing pagan native roots and pushing Negro equal African equal slave.
Yeah, I want to try to speed this up, please, because people start dropping off when you start reading these prompts. I'm not gonna lie.
Back to Africa gifters, Tammany Hall, Ramona Edlin, Boule Token Blacks, Negro church doctrine, respectability, integration, and tragic consequences, such as people like Anja Africa, Jeanette Salters got caught up in the crossfire claiming an identity, been rebranded, reclassified, and sabotaged for centuries. When they tried to stand on tribal roots, they were attacked by both Pan-Africanists and tribal elites. Many unalived themselves and got institutionalized, disappeared into obscurity. E. Franklin Frazier said, but didn't understand the Negro has no real memory of Africa or America. That's because the system, tribal, federal, and religious, stripped it out and replaced them with African mass, Christian gospels, and census codes. So final thought, the quote unquote WWK meme ain't about us. We never claimed Egypt. We never claimed We claimed our grandmothers' creek beds and freedmen rolls oral traditions. We didn't invent pyramids. We were the ones who were buried under them. So that's what I had to say.
All right, for sure. Means you had something to say?
I could have sworn I just heard like some misinformation about Mardi Gras and how Mardi Gras is being used to co-opt the indigenous movement or something like that. I think that's what he said. Without indigenous people, Mardi Gras doesn't exist. So I'm just very confused.
Yeah, I was about to say, shit, Mardi Gras is one of the prime examples of us retaining indigenous culture.
And for Mardi Gras, we have the Mardi Gras Indians. We also have the dancing and the drumming. It's very similar to a powwow. They also have the tribal names. They also do the beadwork. They sell beadwork. They do the warrior imagery. The feathers. I mean, the clothing is more similar to the indigenous people of the Caribbeans. Like the way we dress up, it's like very similar to Carnival, kind of. So I'm just very confused on how that's co-opting the indigenous movement.
What many people are like,
I would like to say to the young lady, the most important person in the Mardi Gras parade, I want you to know he is Shaka Zulu, is who is recognized the most.
Not the Zulu parade.
Yeah, that's why that's probably.
So
because some of these people want to mix the dope with this African stuff, or
if you want to go back to Africa, if you want to go back to the New Orleans parade, the most honored person in that parade is when they do the Shaka Zulu.
But what people like
so Africans don't own the word Zulu. It has no connection to Africa. I found sources. I found sources to people being referred to as Zulu Indians in the 1800s, the early 1800s. So that ain't got nothing to do with no Africans. I'm so fucking tired of y'all spreading this lie. Why do y'all be doing this to my culture? Speak for your own fucking shit. I'm fucking tired of y'all.
What
people have trying to Africanize my culture. Every time we do something, y'all claim it comes from Africa. Leave us the fuck alone.
You know who Amaro Vespucci was? You know who Amaro Vespucci was? David?
A nigga that wasn't named America.
Exactly. His name was Alberico.
Mm-hmm.
That was his entire name. When he came here, there were already lands named here by Indian tribes. Where he landed. There was in Nicaragua, and I can pull up the map where he came.
Mm-hmm.
The name was Americas.
Yep.
An ancient Mayans name.
You're right. Yep. For sure.
Oh, sorry, you're not done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, you said you got to pull it up for sure.
Okay. So these names, they're similar names. That doesn't mean that's where that's where it originated from. No. These names been around for ancient times. Okay, so you can't. That's not a correlation you can make to say that Mardi Gras has African roots because of the name Zulu. That's not a real claim. That's just something you said that you connected and just wanted to say out your mouth, I guess. But this clearly shows that people were named after Indian originated names. The name Americo Vespucci. That wasn't even his real name. That was translated into that name, so that he could blend in with the people of that indigenous tribe. That's what they did. So it's a lot of information, but you gotta know how to comprehend. You gotta know how to read and see.
We didn't even go about those names until Louisiana was purchased from France.
Thank you. And then he said we would be mixing European culture into it. We are European. I have French on my tree. Why would we not mix our own culture into our other culture? That makes what that don't make no sense.
Well, thank you for the follow, Essie.
What makes it problematic? What makes it problematic is you have some individuals within the Mardi Gras parade that uses problematic names like Pocahontas hunters or Pocahontas killers or mixing the gold with this name.
Say
that on here.
Yeah, you got to drop off now.
Yeah, drop and come back, yeah. Like,
yeah, drop and come back.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to look into that, but nobody never told
to suggest that you have that DNA in you means that you carry the traditions and the culture of that time. Like, no, that's not true. Those people arrived here on boats. Okay, our grandmothers, you retain mostly of your mother's DNA makeup. That's what you retain anyway. That's your dominant side is from your mother. That's why I look like my mother.
So, because I know he's talking about with the Pocahontas unaliver. So the people that's considered like a tribe of Mardi Gras Indians, and they actually have, because a lot of people when they come to Mardi Gras, they don't have any indigenous heritage, but they participate. Those people actually have indigenous heritage, and they believe the word Pocahontas is a white supremacist name.
No, it's not. That comes from.
Hold on. I'm telling you what it means. Pocahontas unaliver. The people who created this term believe the word Pocahontas is a colonizer name. So, and they use the name to critique the word Pocahontas. They call her by her original name. They do not like the word Pocahontas. I
was about to say that the Pocahontas is not a colonizer name. I'll say that. Because like I said the last live, that's her mother's name.
Yep, this is where her name comes from. The Chief Powhatan. This is his daughter.
Because you can go look up, I believe they have a website or something, but you can go look up, what they believe about the name. They believe it's like they believe it's like the Disney-fied version of her.
I get it. Like I get it. So that's why I'm not offended by it. But hold on, Dave. I was speaking. But I was like, yeah, I get it because that's why I'm not offended because I get it, but they're still wrong. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I was like, shit, if I could talk to one of them, that'd be cool. I'll give them the real history behind that name.
Yeah, I would just like to say, personally, I don't think you all go further enough back in your research. No one that I've listened to on the panel.
Chief Powhatan, his daughter's name is Pocahontas.
That's fine, but most people in America believe Pocahontas is a colonizer name. That applies to that group.
This proves it right here. This is the family tree.
I don't know why you telling me though.
I mean, yeah, for sure. But
I was just explaining what.
I'm just saying these were the names, the forefather names.
You got Halo.
This was her name, and then now you see John.
Not more.
What's up?
I'm so tired of you, Morris.
What's up? Hold on.
What's good, y'all? What y'all talking about?
Mardi Gras.
I'm talking about you. Where you been at?
Hold on. What's up? Where are you from? Where are you from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm from America.
EFBA, I think. Still.
America.
I'm American.
American.
We got them Americans over here.
Where you? Hold on. Where you from? Oh, 1 second. Let me talk to you.
I'm from Texas. I'm from the country.
Are you from Texas? Okay, for sure. Nah, I was just like, yeah. But yeah, what's up? What brings you up here?
I don't know. I just seen the talk. I was like, oh, Lord, you can go up here and see what they talking about.
You broke up a little bit. What were you saying?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man.
I said, I just see the talking like, I know who you are. I've been seeing you live.
You been seeing me? Oh, you came over here to talk to me? You decided to come up.
Yeah, I came up here to talk.
Hey, shout for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what's up. Thank you. Shout out to you too. What's up, David? What's up, Venus?
How you doing?
What y'all talking about anyway? You talking about what you talking
They
about?
was talking about Marty, girl. You got ties to Louisiana, India, since you're from Texas?
Yeah, my mom is a Louisiana Creole.
I'm Louisiana Creole. They keep trying to say they over here trying to talk about Louisiana Creole culture is what this man in the comments said. He said it's Moorish culture. What did you talk about?
I'm a Black American. My mama. Look, I'm in mixed. I guess that's what you want to call it. But to me, it's all American. So, well, I don't even know what a Moor is.
North African colonizers. It's a North African it's a Moroccan that invaded Spain, colonized Spain. Them is some African colonizers.
There are Mauritanians. There are people from Tunisia. People from Northwest Africa and West Africa that went up.
No, none of them people.
Pirates. They're a bunch of pirates.
They ain't got no feathers.
They ain't got nothing to do with us over here in America.
What you mean, let you on the panel? You didn't request.
I was about to say, they ain't got no feathers in Texas.
I don't know nothing about them people.
Now,
last I checked, what I did hear was a Moor was like you said it was an African, right?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't no Africans.
I don't want to be an African. Wait, Darby.
All I know is we ain't no Africans. That's all I know.
Wait, hold on a minute. I was just
we wear shoes, not flip flops.
Yeah, you can make all the jokes you want. You know, that's all y'all got is jokes. You don't got no information.
I know I got a joke, but who you talking
to? Hey, fam, let me get the panel when I can. I'm gonna expose them.
Why you up here?
No, none of that. This is an
They don't have no information, fam. All they do is crack jokes and talk about people. They don't display no information.
You talking to me?
Hold on, one second. I got this.
Is this a Pan-African or is this an African that want to talk like he Black American? Is this a cosplay?
Hold on. I got a whole pack of goofies up here.
You got a whole pack. Hey, what Moorish tribe are you from, sir?
Who is that? The host asking me that?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Yeah, I'm
not from a Moorish tribe, brother. I'm an American. You understand me?
Why are you claiming that Moorish shit then, nigga?
What you mean Moorish shit? What you mean by that? Because it got a meaning. Do you know what Moor mean?
Yeah, it means inhabitant of Mauritania. Are you an inhabitant?
It means a chiefly noble person. You another liar.
Let's look up the etymology of Moor, sir. Like, let's not play.
I'm not looking at your source, fam.
Let's not play. Sir, you're on my panel, dickhead.
All right, well, look it up then. Look it up. Go ahead.
It means inhabitant of Mauritania.
Another goofy being about to expose all y'all are goofy.
Man, shut the fuck up. Get off my panel, dude. Get off my panel.
I mean, you follow me, so I'm not Moor. I don't believe in that Moor stuff, so I'm surprised.
You say you a goof, like you niggas. If you want to go to a deeper etymology, Moor means uncultivated land. You swamp nigga. How about that? Yeah, it means a goddamn swamp. How about that?
Like, we follow each other, but I thought he agreed with me. He be like, I don't know, liking some of the stuff on I don't identify as Moor, so
you say I was watching you, goofy broad. Yeah, get this nigga out of here. Like you got that Moor, you dirty Moors. That's why y'all kick y'all women off the throne to fuck cave women. How about that?
I want to know what that nigga. You don't even know what a Moor is. You woke up, somebody told you it was a Moor. Now you just going around claiming to be a Moor. Moor your ass on to Africa because we don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Your mama ain't say you was no more. You just woke up one day and say, "Oh, you read about it, got on here, and now you want to claim to be a Moor."
Hell yeah,
because I ain't heard about no Moor, no Black American growing up. I ain't hear nothing about to be no damn Moor.
Hell yeah, they
got a more sickening disease than these white colonizers have. They think they were the only people on the earth when they started moving. The only black people.
I swear they mamas and they grandmothers, they never say they was Moors. Oh God, yeah.
You're the Moors.
He said a Moor is a West Africa or something like that, right?
North Africa.
Yeah, they're from Northwest Africa. They're a bunch of pirates.
Yeah, Northwest your ass on Moor back on over there then. Get about our talking about some more. Why are you still here in our face?
No, I was about to deep dive
over there where the other Moors at.
So who he's trying to say? Americans are
Instead of getting off topic from the Moors.
He's trying to say
they mixing the dope with Moors.
I'm about to follow
Africans with us.
I'm about to follow you, Halo. Follow me back. I'm about to follow you.
Me too.
Halo, you still identify as FBA?
Identify as FBA, American, all that. Anything that's going against these mother.
She don't give a
about Indian.
That goes against it too. Indian means indigenous.
What about American Indian?
If you look at my page, you'll see it.
All right, word.
Oh, she actually
about to dive into this chopper too.
Oh shit, she posted a comment. Oh, she actually commented on one of my shits.
I did. I told you. I be watching them.
Oh, you be watching me?
That's you that said that.
Yeah. What?
I'm about eating. Cause some dude said he had a pretending thing up and he said, "Prove that you're indigenous." And my DNA did say
they get so mad
American.
when you prove it too.
Yeah, I went to your page. Yeah, I went to her page. She posted her. That's pretending news, hoe ass. Yeah, fuck pretending news. How about that?
Now, Well, see, Halo is so pretty until she actually is too pretty to be an African.
She's too what?
Damn. Halo.
I don't know. There's a lot of pretty Africans. Though.
This is what I want to say.
I guess. So pretty. Let me tell you about the Africans. The Africans came out of Lucy's behind. Okay, we came out of our mama's cootie cat. They came out of Lucy's butthole. Okay, so that's why they got them strong features. Like you be like, dang, I mistaken you as a
They're
gorilla.
the Caucasians.
No, I thought you was a gorilla over there sitting in the corner. I thought I
They
was
just mad because they the dark.
Relax. Put some fruits in check, please. Relax. But
I
Indian
can't
kind
say
of
the
like.
C word.
No, you can't. No,
Okay.
don't call nobody at like 8s and stuff. You know.
I didn't say 8.
No, I'm talking about Halo. Yeah, you don't.
Oh. I said
because TikTok.
I can't say cootie
TikTok.
cat.
You can say cootie cat. You just can't say call people. You know.
Oh.
Can I say Neanderthal? Can you say Neanderthal? The young lady.
You can say Neanderthal.
Yeah, look, it ain't my fault. They look like them gorillas over there. I mean,
oh my gosh, please.
If you put the gorilla next to them, you wouldn't even know which one's the gorilla. So
Hello. Dog.
You gotta censor yourself. TikTok.
Let me do this right there.
David, there's too many.
They did come over that song.
It's too many people talking at once, please. It's too many people.
Change the subject, please.
Yeah, it's too many people talking at once.
Allow me the opportunity.
like our men over here, beautiful, our fine men over here with the nice haircut. They mimicking everything we do to smell good, to look good. Because if they didn't have television over there, if they didn't have a phone over there, they will. If you go over there in Africa, all you gonna see is a zoo. People walking around on their hands. People walking around using their hands, running like cheetahs around there. The teeth fall down like alligators. You better get up out of there, baby, because they getting ready to eat you.
You're actually disrespecting your ancestors right now.
You gotta chill.
You're disrespecting your ancestors. If you're black,
Boogie, my ancestors in America.
We have more ancestors.
Are you black?
We have way more.
No.
Let me tell you about the word black.
Are you black?
Let me tell you about the word black, sir. Y'all wasn't claiming to be black.
We were detached from that whole entire region.
Are you black?
Oh no, there's too many people.
So what? If I said I was black, y'all ain't black. Them Africans ain't black.
Oh my gosh, how ignorant are you?
Wait, I'm gonna let Halo speak, or should I let him speak first?
Yo, pick one, please. Hey, yo, she do go to every live just to talk bad about other.
Y'all need to be talked about more. That's even the play.
I'm not gonna lie, Halo kind of like Sweetie. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, she can go. Yeah, she.
So the word black, right? We're trying to use the word black, but if you came, whatever tribe you came from, that's what you identify as. Now all of a sudden we made black look cool. Now all of a sudden that Trump in office, you want to hurry up and say you black. All of a sudden you coming over here, you ain't black in your homeland, so you ain't black over here. So don't come over here claiming that you black. So I don't want to hear nothing about no black. We made black cool. Black don't mean you. That's all I know. Now you can take the word ooh, and you can use that because that explains you more than the word black. You look like an animal more than you look like a human. So don't sit up here and try to come over here and say that these are my ancestors. My ancestors are humans. They're not Lucy. They didn't drop out of Lucy's behind. Okay? I don't care about none of that. I don't look like y'all. I don't have, my culture ain't like y'all. We don't sit up here and put our heads up cows, you know what, and wait on them to do whatever they doing on them. Okay? So don't sit up here and say that we are the same, because we are not the same, and those are not my ancestors, you fool. With that Pan-African flag in your bio, them Africans ain't did nothing for your communities. They move over here in our communities. We build schools and wells over there where they at, and they come over here and send money back home to their mud hut. No. We ain't doing that no more. They don't do nothing for our community. So just so you know, that Pan-Africanism that you got going on is unalive. No one cares about it. Those is not our people. They ain't did nothing for our people. They practice tribalism over there. They don't get along with their own people on their own continent. So what makes you think that they are our people? You a fool. Keep on thinking that. And you're going to be lunch to them later. Go on over there. I bet you they eat you down. I bet you ain't nothing of you going to be existent over there talking about that, show people know you the meal. You the prey. That's what you is. Go on over there and think you got unity with them if you want to. We ain't gonna hear from you ever again.
Oh, all right. Have you ever been outside of the U.S.? Answer my question. I'm talking to the lady that was talking. Have you ever been outside of the U.S.?
She can't answer you, dude. She's not able to speak.
You muted her. But here's the thing, man. This is really, you would never hear a white man saying, I'm not European. Why? Because white people know exactly where in Europe they came from. African Americans don't, because of slavery. The ancestors, when they were brought here in the US, they were stripped away from their culture. Brazil has got 90 million blacks, and they know exactly where they came from. Not exactly, but they know they're Africans because the culture was not stripped away from them. Okay? But United States, the colonizer, did a number on Africans that were brought here. And here we are now. She is actually pleasing and making those devil white tea masters that orchestrated this proud in their grave. And she's actually disowning and discrediting Africans that were brought here, her ancestors, if she's even black. So she said, you're not even black. You're not this. Africans never say they're black. We made black cool. Well, let me tell you something, sis. People from Africa don't need to say they're black because that's obvious. It's on our face. It's on our DNA. No, don't need to say that. But the colonizer here to divide, but the colonizer here in the U.S. to divide and conquer created the word black because they want to purify white. So we are one people. The white tea here don't want you. They don't want no black people. They don't. If you do your DNA test today, it will tell you somewhere in Africa you came from. That's a fact. So don't run away from being black. Don't run away from you.
What's up, David?
Okay, this is what I was trying to say. You are of African descent. I don't care how you look at it. There's no way of getting around it. But David, I was wanting to ask you. No, check this out. I was hoping that you could put my page up on the screen for me, so I could take my time and explain how we got here as a unit.
So you're gonna have to send me your page, David.
I think if you go to your message, your TikTok
I'll
message.
check. I gotta check it in. Bro, I'm on live. I can't check it right now. Excuse me.
Well, Jen,
Yeah.
just go. Just go to Facebook for me.
Well,
And
yeah.
then type in David Hutchin Bethany.
David Hutchin Bethany.
Yes, David Hutchins, HUTCHINS Bethany, BETHANY.
I got you. David Hutchins Bethany.
Yes. Everybody can talk. You can take me down. Everybody can talk until you get that page pulled up.
All right, for sure. For sure. What's up, Garrett Garzan? Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Some pictures of my people, the Kikutan tribe. We were a nation. We were Sakori when we started mixing in, but we were already here. And we're still here in Virginia, but the name's broken up so much. Because we were attacked in 1610, where they dissolved all of us into different tribes and everything. And then they reclassified everyone as black after that. So Africans were never called black. They were never called black. They only used black to group us all together so that we couldn't go back to our roots of our people. But we were detached from them. They brought them Africans over here. So we may have some futures like that, but we have no connection to the land. So you can't sit here and say we're Africans. We're not. That doesn't make any sense. We were never there. We were born here on this soil.
For sure.
So saying that it doesn't make any sense. We're American. Just like if you had an immigrant mother who came here and you were born here and then your grandchildren were born there, if you detach them from that land and they don't know nothing about it, how can you call them that? You can't. They're Americans.
Right, for sure. You got 10 seconds?
You said what?
No, I was just looking at the time. You good?
It doesn't make any sense to think that when I can literally trace my.
Go
All
ahead,
right. So I was gonna go into this Tapachula thing, but I'm gonna make this brief about that tether that just ran off of here. No, black does not mean that we came from Africa. And also YT people say that they're American, they're Australian, they're New Zealander. They claim the entire planet. It's just that we don't claim the entire planet. We just claim in a sub-Sahara box that they invented in this crayon that also means white, which is black. So I'm gonna get into this Chapachula stuff real quick. The origins of the Chapachula and the Mardi Gras Indian tradition. These people are actually it's a translation of a French language of the name that the small indigenous tribe that lived near and is now New Orleans. The tribe was a part of the Bayagula and the Quin-Pissa speaking groups, which were connected to the Muskogee and the Tunakin language families. Some scholars say Chapachula means people who live by the river or those who gathered acorns. Like many small groups of Gold Coast, tribes were wiped out and absorbed and mixed into Afro-Native maroon populations classified as Creole and Negro, yada, yada, yada. Are Mardi Gras Indian real Indians? Yes and no. Let's clarify. What's real Black Indian making traditions is the survival of a maroon culture, a way of Black Americans with Native ancestry to honor that history under Jim Crow repression, super chant songs, da 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 da. What's not? Many tribes say modern Mardi Gras are not the real tribes. They're technically right, but only because their real tribes got erased and reclassified. These Indians are remnants that are of destroyed people. So they're not pretending, they're preserving in coded form.
Hey,
Yeah. Send him I'll send him the Discord.
For sure. Shaking my head, cutting. No, it's a time limit. Like we ain't cut. Like you're not intentionally cutting nobody
Wait, I
off.
forgot why I put myself on Encore. I was gonna say something.
Yeah, folks gotta. But yeah, TikTok.
What
yeah,
was I gonna say?
I'm gonna just say the disclaimer. This for educational and entertainment purpose only. What people say does not reflect the host and other people on the panel. Because yeah, that shit was wild.
Oh, never mind. Everybody left, so I guess it don't matter what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's like they both left, like in like Halo and whoever dude was.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap myself up.
Yeah. Go ahead, C3, and then after King, we can end this.
All right, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I was just scrolling through the TikTok streets, and I don't see much going on. To the guy that was up here, was he the guy that dropped? Was he a African?
I think so.
I'm starting to believe that I'm not even believing. At this point, I think that they wish our history was theirs because they're so invested in our history and trying to tell us who we are. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't like it if we started being so invested in their history and deep diving into it, bringing out their secrets nobody wants to be known. I mean, we bring out our own secrets that we're trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we're all not African. We're not. Unless you don't have concrete evidence stating that you're African, and to me that's more than one document. You know what I'm saying? Because even in the censuses in the 1800s, a lot of people was their parents' location was wrong. You'll find censuses where they would be like born in Carolina, born in Virginia, born in the South, but all the people the same. So I figure whichever ones match up the most is the correct ones. You ever came across that in your genealogy?
Nope.
Really? Where the birthplace will be different, but all of your people names the same?
Nope. I ain't never. Nope. Mm-mm.
Wow. Oh yeah. Well,
Not
you're more than 13 colonies. My people mainly from the South. I noticed a lot of people who have ancestors from the South get that.
You say English speaking only. Ishkish Pataka Mitabukan Bokuak.
Hello.
What's up, King? What's up, Carlos?
Yo. Oh man, so I really didn't have nothing to say, but I did want to kind of expand on what the guy was saying when he said that the Europeans are okay. Whitey people are okay with claiming the world, and I think that's where when we get this pseudoscience of everybody comes from Africa, if you're black, that's what that does to us. We won't claim the world because we're all like, oh, we came from Africa. But no, there were black people in Scotland. There were black people everywhere. We're indigenous to every continent. So when you think about that, it's very, it's awakening.
Yeah, we can. You done? Yeah, I was about to say we can end showtime. End showtime.
Look at these people. If you can pull me up and zoom in. These are the Kikutan before the 1600s.
For sure.
These are us before the 1600s, before we intermixed with the Europeans.
Gabriel said, "What I think about what?"
I'm sorry. Can you spell that?
Kikutan.
Kikutan. That's the original. Yeah, that's the original name of Hampton.
We were all different shades. We were all different shades of copper color.
Oh, Hampton, Virginia.
Yeah.
Hampton, Newport News. Okay.
Yeah, that's the original name.
New Hampton. Got you.
Okay. Before we were infiltrated.
Miss Carl-Noodle, come on up. Miss Carl-Noodle, come on up. All right, so I was going to continue with origins of the Mardi Gras Indians and Chapachulas. So the roots of Mardi Gras Indians, oral and ethnographic evidence, Chapachula Gulf Muskogean roots, Also Tunican. Cherokee hunters, misnomer, likely referencing runaway Cherokee and Aniawea who joined the Maroons. Wild Apache, Golden Eagles, romanticized names grounded in real Plains Native resistance imagery. Creole Osceola, named after Seminole warrior, What this means for Black Americans, Mardi Gras Indians, just isn't a performance. It's a maroon code for identity, especially those who can't trace their bloodlines due to erasure. The name, dances, chants, rituals, memory, outsiders, mistakes, and costumes. That's why they chant things like Indian Red, that song, we won't bow down on that dirty ground. It's resistance, not fantasy. It's coded in American Indian survival in Black skin. Final slapback. When Pan-Africanists or Mongol elitists mock Mardi Gras Indians as fake, quote unquote, Indians, just remind them, you are the real tribe, signed treaties to enslave us. Ours were burned, mixed, and reclassified, then danced back into existence. Well, that's the end of it. And I got the Moorish thing because I asked why in the hell these people are mixing the dope with Moor and Indian. So what's this Moor stuff? It's talking about Berbers, Amazigh Arabs, and African mercenaries and slaves. Sub-Saharan soldiers often enslaved by Moors, not leading them. Real Moors were Islamic colonizers, traders, and slave raiders, not lost Israelites, not indigenous Americans, and definitely not anti-slavery warriors. Where the dope got mixed with the Moors, Noble Drew Ali, the Moorish Science Temple in 1913. This man is an Aniawea Cherokee man, right? He met up with the 5 Ali brothers, who were a bunch of gypsies, and taught them this Moorish stuff. They were actually Moors descended from Moroccans, Canaanites. He called America.
Hold on, were you originally talking about Mardi Gras Indians?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, what? Yeah,
I'm lost.
Yeah, I was about to say, weren't you like?
Yeah, I finished the Mardi Gras thing, and I got into like that Moor that came up here and tried to mix the dope. But I'm gonna finish this up quickly. So it talks about the White York, Noble Drew Ali, and modern sovereign citizen Moor grifters and all that. So the Moors were slavers, not liberators. So to summarize that up, y'all got
Slav and YT.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Tap the screen, y'all, like the live.
Oh, what's up, Mari? Yeah, like the live there. Why we only got, hold on, how long I've been on live?
Didn't you just come back on?
Yeah, how long I've been back on? Like an hour. I only got 4,000 likes.
You ain't been back on like no hour.
That's what it's saying on TikTok.
For real? Like just now?
Like an hour, yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, thank y'all for the follows. I don't even know. Did anybody even gift me?
You tired?
No. Been drinking. But it's just been it's been interesting. For sure. Thank you. Thank you all for the gifts. We gotta stop get to tapping. We gotta get to tapping. Yeah, get to tapping. Like what's going on with y'all? We had it's been an interesting live for sure. Like we talk about, you see the pump that hand and stuff like that. But some people left. What's up, C3? Welcome back.
America is not in the Bible because YT folks didn't thought about it. They were never there. Bro, you want to come up and elaborate? Because that's not even... Oh, you getting up out of here? Oh. Mr. For real, that's not even proper English. America is not in the Bible because YT folks didn't thought about it. They were never there. I can't even comprehend that, sir. Can't lie. It is not an ethnicity. Arab means desert dweller. That is correct. First Arabs black. Everybody was colored. Even the Middle East is a new name. All the Iraq and Iran just.
That's why all this "you're from Africa" bullshit is pissing us off. But it's like,
yeah, thank you.
We all were colored. We all.
Why are we only at 5K likes? That's crazy.
Do you really think boats made of trees can carry 6 million Slav from exactly? Yeah, that I'm sorry, but if anybody did a genealogy, I've done mine. It wasn't. We weren't no goddamn Slavs. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. It didn't happen like that. Number one, and definitely not to that magnitude. We were being shipped from places in America to other places. Like my grandmother was on a boat from Virginia to New Orleans, from places in America to other places. Like my grandma. But yeah, you know damn well you had African on that DNA test. So the thing with these
DNA tests, come on now.
Exactly. So a DNA test, you need to just slap yourself for even mentioning that, because DNA links you from person to person, right? So how is it linking you to a geographical location? That just doesn't make sense. And then for the smart people who don't read the the instruction where it tells you that it's for entertainment purposes only, and that those numbers, when it says 60% Nigerian or something, right? For example, it doesn't mean that you're 60% Nigerian. What it means is you had a match to 60% of the people in their database, Nigerians in their database, not your 60% Nigerian. So it also tells you that too. Let's say if the tribes were tested, we would be proven correct. Well, first of all, these Native Americans have like 4 or 5 different ethnic backgrounds. We got the Asian natives, we got the Siberian natives, the YT natives. Who else? What did I miss? Asian, Siberian, Mexican, YT.
Lions, we got all different types.
Yeah. So how? Man, make it make sense.
They don't understand migration, and we still have the genetic makeup of people that before the migration was here. So that means our genes were stronger and lasted through. We still have our melanin. A lot of them, their melanin was wiped out. They don't have it.
Everybody has melanin.
Everybody has melanin in different forms, but we retain the majority of our DNA makeup, and we were already here. So it's not that we're trying to say, "Oh, Africa doesn't exist," or African DNA doesn't exist. It may exist in us. There may be a family member a long time ago that.
Well, how can you do that though? DNA does not link you. To do that.
Yeah, they don't understand that we existed here for thousands and thousands of years.
Okay, so riddle me this, right? Riddle me this. There were people in Australia. Me that it was nobody over here though, like nobody at all, but everywhere else in the world except for here.
Crazy.
Except for the Americas. until those Siberians walked across that Bering Strait and got here. That come on. So what did they build, y'all? Like what did they build?
Yeah, because all the artifacts and all the findings predates them. So
yes, thank you. So what did they build?
The Clovis people.
What inventions do they have? I've yet to see a Native American inventor, and I looked. They don't. What about the Indian American WA? You know what?
Why did they have slaves?
They wasn't fighting in that.
Yeah, why would they fight? Why would they fight to get rid of their slaves?
Who? You said why did who have Slavs? Tap the screen, y'all. Let's get to 10K.
No, I was saying those Siberians that migrated, they were colonizers as well.
See, that's it. So I disagree with that statement because the term that word comes from the Slavic people. So we'll just start there. For them, or indenture, sir. We all had those. I mean, my people had, if you want to call them Slavs. You know, we Slavs today.
No,
if you want
I'm not gonna lie.
They,
one second. I'm about to shut this live down. I'm not gonna lie.